Bring the ship up to broadcast depth. We're going in.
What are you going to do about it? I'll stop this ship.
Here we go again. I haven't hosted Rule Zero. Did I host it after my surgery? I'm not even sure when the last time I hosted this show was. I apologize.
Go.
Welcome. It's just me and Jack Napier at this point, but why not just get started anyways?
Go.
You ready for some actionable information? And turn isolation. Oh man, I have to do all these things that Kyle does for me now. I got lazy.
Don't get rusty now, don't be one of those guys. But it's like I have my techs for that. I have a roadie.
I know. Kyle's my roadie. He's my guitar tech. What's going on, Jack? How are you?
I cannot complain, sir.
Where are you? You're not in Holland anymore.
No. I left the Netherlands. No, I'm now in Georgia, Batumi, Georgia. They call it the Vegas of the Black Sea. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they have casinos here, and there's a beautiful boulevard. Like, not gonna lie, I have a beautiful. no, but I have a beautiful beachside studio for only like $350 a month. And I seriously cannot complain. And I'm glad I left the Netherlands. I don't know if you saw that whole Rupert Lowe inquiry thing in England, what's happening.
So you just wanted to bug out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I am certain that's happening in the Netherlands too, and they're just hiding it. And I didn't want to contribute to that nonsense anymore. So yeah, I left.
The Dutch expatriate. They don't go to the Bahamas. They go.
Yeah. I mean, we could go to the former colonies, but even there, it's like cost of living has skyrocketed.
Yeah. Well, we should have Nuke coming in. I got Ryan coming in. I got 3 topics I wanted to get into today. I mean, obviously, Asmongold is the new hotness for whatever reason, because now he's going to end up being the new Red Pill. He's the Godfather now, I guess. I don't know. He's just, all this stuff is just like osmosis into his brain that we've been talking about.
I love him though. I seriously love Asmon. I watch him every day.
I've seen him transform. Like I subbed to him probably a year ago, 2 years ago. But mostly because like his tone, his topics, I guess you could tell there was like a shift. And the last time I talked about him was about 2 weeks ago, actually, because he put out another video that was like, I'm 38 and I don't have a wife and I don't have any kids. And he felt like he should be in a different place at 38. And I thought that was a great, thread for discussion. And so I talked about that on my show on about 2 or 3 Sundays back. And Asmon's beef with Hassan has been something. Yeah, I will tell you.
Oh, yeah. But mind you, he's also fucking a bit with his audience, where it's like, boys, chuds, it's over. It's over. Meanwhile, I mean, this man has dated some serious hotties.
Asmon?
Asmon. Asmon.
Asmon.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. He's he had the big titted streamers, and one of them turned out crazy and whatever, and it's and he
imagine that a big titted influencer turns out crazy.
I know, but there was also this Asian girl, although that's a little bit up in the air, where it's like, nah, like who cares? We got along very well, and that was it. But no, it's not like he can't date. Because he can. I mean, he's Asmongold. He was the #1 Twitch streamer for a while. So his status, everything. And he's not like creepy like Destiny, It's like
Asmon, not Asmond. Asmon, right? Yeah, I'm saying it right. Yeah, Asmongold.
Yeah. No, but so that's not an issue, but that clip was like him mostly effing with his chat, because of course men get that thrown at them. Where it's like, you don't want to be the lonely old man. All you do is play video games. But he's very open about it. It's like, this is what I want, And you mentioned the shift. I'm just saying, you remember Gamergate, maybe even better than I do. But You should have just let him play his video games, man. Because otherwise, if they just had left the video games alone, Asmund wouldn't be today where he was. And with a lot of people, that opened a lot of eyes where it's like, wait, women can just suck their dick into a position, where it's like, oh, they make a terrible video game, but they get some game.
Mhm.
That they get some game reviewer, they suck his dick, and all of a sudden it's a triple A 10 out of 10 game. It's like, and that's even how Milo and Sargon got their start.
God, why didn't I do that earlier? Why am I cursed with wanting to use my superpowers for good? I feel like one of the boys.
Well, but Gamergate opened the floodgate, no pun intended, to all of these streamers like kind of being forced to recognize women abusing their position to get into these positions of power, or abusing their sex, sort of say. Though, can you really blame women? I mean, if I was a hot girl, I put my camera in a certain angle. I'm not gonna lie, I'd do the same.
It's funny. People have asked me, "Brother, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and you were a female?" I'll start an OnlyFans immediately.
I don't know if I would go that far though. I'd edge on the border of it, where it's like, it's not there yet, but it wouldn't be fully kosher either,
I would do that in a second. I would make $1 billion because I know what I'm doing.
But I mean, you and I know how to funnel. And that's the thing with a lot of these girls.
Somebody asked me that question. If you were female for 24 hours, like you woke up and you I would start OnlyFans immediately. I would run an Instagram, go hang out with Mike Sartain.
Start an Instagram first, get the photo shoot ready, then start up the OnlyFans and funnel like a motherfucker.
Winning the lottery.
But that's the only thing they leave out of the question. Like, what age? Would I be the same age? Or it's like, no, you turn into an 18-year-old version of you.
As hot as kind of mine. What are we talking about? I need details.
Yeah, we need actual guidelines on this.
Yeah, but Asmund has the fuck you money and his heart on the right place. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Generational wealth still lives in his childhood home.
Oh, wait, let me get to this real quick. Thank you for the $20. Should I give you something cool? Yes, I should. Here you go.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, those guys are back!
There you go. That's what you get for $20. Howdy, Rollo, and greetings from DC, fixing elevators on a Saturday. Oh, cool. Well, that's a talent, by the way. Wishing you and not dying. Wishing you and all the other dads a happy Father's Day. That's going to be tomorrow's show, by the way. It'll be my annual Father's Day show, which I usually do. P.S. I've seen Asmund's transformation in progress. He may be seeing the light. Your thoughts? Well, that's why I'm doing the show today, right? I think so. It's one of those gradual, progressive things. It's like, remember, what was it? Sargon of Assad. What's his real name? Benjamin.
Carl Benjamin.
Yeah. I used to think Carl Benjamin was just this pretentious prick. But I changed my mind. You know why? Because I know he plays Warhammer 40,000. I'm like, how bad can he really be? No. But then, like, he is. I don't know when it happened, but he. Actually, I do know when it happened. Probably about a year and a half ago, like 18 months ago. He really started, like, a lot of his rhetoric, a lot of his stuff. That suddenly he pivots into red pill stuff, which I said was going to happen anyways. But yeah, and so I'm like, dude, like, let's. I still want to answer my fucking DMs. He's like, fuck that guy.
What is that? Because like they're heavy into politics, and right now, when you're into politics, you cannot deny it that women's influence in politics has been detrimental, but yet they still avoid you. Or it's like,
oh, you know what? I'm gonna actually, I might as well talk about how many people got watching. 317. Okay, God. Speaking of politics and Rollo Tomasi's continuing foolishness,
you're running for governor.
No, there's this guy. No,
hey.
I'm going to do, and I'm so glad Nuke is here for this part. I'm going to do a 10, although it looks like it's 8 right now, but 10-on-1 debate. Not me. I'm one of the 10. With Gary the numbers guy.
Lord in heaven.
on Monday, a couple days from now. And I'm going to do it on Sean Kelly's show, Sean Kelly's Digital Social Hour. And Sean Kelly, like I like Sean Kelly quite a bit. Like, I mean, like a brother. He's really a good kid. I like what he's doing, but I also understand what he's about. Okay, it's kayfabe. It's all it is kayfabe. And once you understand this, then you can deal with people who are all about kayfabe, right? So I'm doing this 10 on 1. Now I'm gonna list you the names of the people who are already committed to this right now. Z to the Hill. Does anybody know Z to the Hill? Okay. Z to the Hill apparently is this very liberal, very feminist. Like she's on the Take America Back tour, I guess probably with Destiny or somebody. I don't know. So Z to the Hill. Then the other guy is Admiral Gibbs or Justin Gibbs. Anybody know Admiral Gibbs?
Isn't that the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean?
That's but that's the influence. Isn't Roll Chauncey the guy from that movie? Yeah, yes. From LA Confidential? Yeah, it is. No, but this guy is a dude I want to meet because I'm looking at his Twitter right now and it says the official Twitter of Admiral Gibbs. We do gaming, politics, Star Wars, Warhammer 40,000. I'm in. And more. Follow me on Twitch. Yada yada yada. He's probably one of the Twitch guys who made the transfer over. He's only got like 1,100 followers on YouTube. But he does have 1,100 followers on Twitter, but his YouTube channel is bigger. Then there's Sarah Weigman, who is the moderator. I think she is a journalist of some sorts, which means, of course, she's woke. Here's the ones I don't know. Pedro Avila Jr. Anybody know that guy? And then there's me, and then there's Austin Beck, and then Zachary Paulikowski. And then Andrew Dunn. I have no idea who I'm trying to do my homework on these people so I know what I'm getting into because I have every reason to believe I'm getting set up for all of this shit. It's not going to be about Gary that they're going to go, well, Rollo, surprise, you're actually the one in the hot seat. I guarantee you that's what will happen. So
would you ever do like one of those Jubilee things where it's like 30 feminists debate the red pill?
Yeah. Pedro.
Fun,
yeah. So I'll give you the topics. The topics are these are the supposed topics. Because I told Sean, I said, if we're going to call it a debate or we're going to call it I said, can we at least have like prepared topics so I know what I'm fucking talking about, right? And where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, so there's 3 topics. The first one is, and this is Gary the numbers guy, okay? Remember, he's all about numerology. The elites use numerology to gain power and wealth.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm not saying they don't not believe in it, but was that the source of their power or wealth? No. Then the other number 2 is the 19th Amendment should be repealed. So the repealers thing, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, great. Should. I should have $1 million. Thanks.
Why don't you have it, Nuke?
Yes.
Because we still have the 19th Amendment. That's why.
How come you're not more popular? If you're so good, how come you're not so
the red pill's so right. How come everyone isn't red pilled?
Yes. How come we're not making $100 million like Joe Rogan?
Because women
must be right. Then the third one is AI will destroy the economy.
No.
That's so general.
Parts of it,
as you're seeing now, but not the whole economy.
Well, the easy answer is this. One, numerology is pseudoscience. Tarot cards are the source of wealth and power for the elites. The astrology. Let's see. Enneagrams. No, that's for Christians. Brazilian.
I thought it was beef jerky and pizza.
No. Sunning your bunghole. It's the key to power and success. Where's Ryan when I need him? Well, okay, we have 1 vote for yes, it's a setup. The easy one, I think what's going to happen is judging from at least some of the people that I looked up on that list, I think the repeal the 19th is where people are going to start throwing rocks at me. And I'm just going to say, and it's not going to happen. So why are we even having this?
Like I said,
the conversation because it'll never happen. And even here, what I'm going to do is, and I'll just give everybody a heads up. I don't care if they watch this or not. What I would do is I say, look, okay, you repeal the 19th. Now what?
They're gonna put it back.
Now what?
Yeah. On every timeline, men are going to vote for women to have more power.
Yeah.
It's what? Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, we gotta repeal men's vote. That's what we gotta repeal.
You got to repeal the whole vote, where it's like, you know what? Back to the whole homeowner thing.
Get in the game. Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It would have to be accredited, like qualified votes would be it. I'd make a case for that is probably what I will do. But
Or military service or something like that. You know?
You don't think that women should have the right to vote? I don't think that a lot of men should have the right to vote.
Bingo.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You repealed the
Millions of
19th.
men voted for Kamala. Millions of men voted for Kamala. Just let that sink in.
Yeah, but it's like you repealed the 19th
Ruined her.
and repeal the 19th. It will be back next year because men are going to be like, oh, but I like women. And I think what you get the Vici male stuff, the allies, you know, where it's like, oh, if I vote for the woman's vote, I'm going to get laid.
Yes.
So,
and Nuke, you have my permission to use the word Vici male. Okay. I officially give you
VICHY.
Yes.
That VICHY. Okay.
Look it up.
we're
Someone
doing
use it
this
in the
again,
chat.
the words.
Vici French. Yeah, you'll get it. Actually, you know what?
Males.
You know what I got to do, Nuke? I'll give you, if you send me your email, I'll give you a free membership to my my Substack. Then you can read all this.
Sweet.
Or you can be
I
like,
want one of those.
Jack, I
just
promise you I will promote I'll partner with your
Settings,
Your blog.
dashboard, left.
or commercialized blogs. Yes. Yes. No, but so like the whole thing about like the repeal of the 19th, I love when I get into that conversation because I'm like, it gives me a chance to go, okay, I love it how people like want to say, yeah, we need anarchy. We need to overthrow the government. We need a riot. It's like, Antifa, blah, blah, everybody's rioting this shit. Great. What's your plan after the revolution? What happens after all of this? How are we going to everybody wants to riot, but nobody knows what to do after the riot's over.
Nobody
There's
has
no plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody has a plan. First off, what makes you think that it's going to be easy to repeal it? It's not, the paperwork. It's like Archminger says. First of all, the paperwork to amend the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much paperwork and like legal it will take years for all those changes to even like be able to be injected into the legal system and all that stuff. And also like it's just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, it waste of time.
Yeah.
Sounds good, but in practice, it's a whole lot of work that a lot of people don't want to do.
Well,
It's like ban porn.
I'm
Great.
hoping it will, because one of the things that I get from a lot of like uninitiated females when it comes to voids, fucking
The voids.
just no. If you're using Foid, I block you. But the thing is, like, you get a lot of newbies, like a lot of normies female normies that come into, they saw the Louis Theroux Manosphere thing, or they watched Adolescence, or maybe they got just sort of a peripheral understanding of what they think the Manosphere is all about. Like, you guys always talk about taking women's rights away. No, I don't. I think we should take a lot of people's rights away. But not because, it's never going to happen. So it's a kind of a stupid conversation to have in the first place. But I don't think that's ever been really a Manosphere point in the first place. I mean, maybe Nick Fuentes like brought it up at some point and then everybody just latched onto it. But like the repealers, it's like, again, what's your plan, bro? What do we do next?
There's also a huge arrogance to that, because I don't know about you guys, but it's like, every now and then I ask them the question, would you give up your own right to vote if it meant that voting went back to like people with skin in the game? I would gladly give up my right to vote if it meant tomorrow only people who own a home, have a business, have an income, and haven't been on welfare in the last 5 years can vote. I would gladly give it up. But I wonder how many guys would actually do that who scream like repeal the 19th and do this and that.
Yeah. I know TFM's been on that, and again, he's not wrong. Like in theory, on paper, yes, sure. Would it change a lot of things? Absolutely. It's not going to happen. So like, can we like work with a more like tenable well, can you even formulate a plan? Can you give me an outline of a plan? Even I know nobody knows.
Step 1 and a step 2. That's
Yeah.
all we were like. What would be step 1 and what would be step 2? They can't even give you step 2.
Well, I think what it is the repeal. The R question. The repeal question is always about coming up and making people aware of the statistics of what's happened since women got the right to vote. I think that's really what they want to talk about. It's not we need to repeal the 19th. What? But that gives them the in to say, well, ever since 1920, women have voted for this and 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 this, and that's why we're in such fucked up situation here in the United States because we gave women the right to vote. Well, yeah, you can track a lot of that back to that, but guys are just like going along with it too. So, it's like the same thing when I get when we start talking about feminism, right? I'm on the record, and you guys already know this. That feminism there's no waves of feminism. It's all one ideology. It traces all the way back to Elizabeth Cady Stanton, like from Seneca Falls, and there's other people along the way, but it's the same message and it's the same ideology from 1849 all the way to 2026, right? It's just been interrupted by 2 world wars, well, actually a civil war too, I guess if you think about it, and the Bolshevik Revolution and all the civil unrest and the hormonal birth control and everything else that just interrupted the constant message, but it's always been the same fucking thing. And like people want, they want to turn it into different waves. Like, well, this wave of feminism was a good wave, and that was the bad. No, it wasn't. They believed in the same fucking thing. That's why they wanted to get the vote in the first place. Right?
It's all oppressor-oppressed mentality. Like, if anybody's ever read the Communist Manifesto, which unfortunately I have, it's all based on that, that straw man argument. Because how does he start out again? Oh yeah, the world consists out of oppressor and oppressed, and if you don't believe that, you're just one of the oppressed. It's like, if you want to make arguments like that, I can go all day. Well,
it's the thing that gets me is like I'm arguing, and I will probably do this on Monday, but like I'm arguing against a kid, in my respect, right? A kid who is still parroting back the same rhetoric that you might as well be in 1970. You might as well be, Gloria Steinem or Betty Friedan, right? You might as well be, the old great orators of the power, like, communism, socialism, blah, 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 blah. And they're not going to say those words in particular, but they're going to outline essentially the aspects and the particulars that go along with, well, let's see, communitarianism, then we go to socialism, and then we go to communism and everything else, right? And the thing is all the reason why those forms of organizing society, people want to call those governments. No, those are forms of organizing society in an egalitarian, in the round, which are all based on the female psyche. This seems like the best way to do it is to wealth distribution. And you look at how women vote, that's what they vote for, right? So, and it took Rolla Tomasi couldn't say anything about it, but it took Helen Andrews to like wake up the conservatives about this. But the thing is that those forms of organizing society, there lead to atrocities and death, and Pol Pot and Khmer Rouge and all that other shit, which another brutal regime they don't want to talk about. But the reason why it led to all of that is what you said, Jack, is that they're based on a antiquated, outdated basis of understanding human nature. Now we have fMRI, we can study people's brains. We've plotted the human fucking genome. We have evolutionary psychology, evolutionary biology. We have anthropology, sociology, endocrinology, all the ologies you can fucking think of. And yet we're still going, well, this seems like Karl Marx was a good idea. Get the fuck out of here. It's like me putting leeches on your body to bleed you because we don't know what's wrong going on inside you. You need surgery, but we're going to go, do bloodletting, and maybe it'll save you. It's
No,
like,
but it sounds good, right? It all just sounds good for people who don't want to add any value. Where it's like, oh, the reason you're in the situation you're in is because people who are wealthy, like the whole Elon thing, became the first trillionaire, and with it created 4,400 millionaires overnight. What does Elizabeth Warren do? Oh, this is just the reason we need the trillionaire tax. It's like,
Tax
lady,
us more. She just
yeah,
taxes us more. That's
it's like,
it. Makes us
lady,
poorer.
you are a disingenuous piece of shit
gives me
because
sweat.
yeah, that's not the way he's a trillionaire. It's not in cash.
Thank you,
It's
Jason.
it's in wealth of his stock and the company and shit like that. It's not that he has $1 trillion in the bank. Yet they keep running with it. Like, it's because of trillionaires like him that you are poor. He could solve world hunger tomorrow. Yeah, and then all his companies would like go to shit. He can't
Yeah,
cash that
it's
out all at once.
it's where we're doing this no true Scotsman thing where it's like women are saying, well, we haven't tried real feminism, so let's just keep
Right.
doubling down. I'm like, and then men are saying we haven't tried real traditional conservatism, and I'm like, there is no real anything. Right? There is no real feminism, and there's traditional conservative is a function of the era of human history you lived in, not morality. Right? If you lived during the Dust Bowl, you couldn't go out and be a hoe. Sorry, you were dying if you didn't stick to a man. It
Break
is what it
Read
is.
that in high school.
Unless you want to pretend it's the Dust Bowl, then you can do that. But it's not the Dust Bowl. You can go down to the store and with $10 buy 10 Snickers bars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, it's not like these like things that people create in their head are just, it's almost like they're reading comics and think that whatever in the comic books is in their lives. I'm like, no,
Right.
it's not like that, guys. It's not. It's you
Superman.
cannot recreate traditional conservatism because it's not.
Who can beat up who? Superman or Tarzan?
Yeah, and then I think was it not Diogenes, Socrates? He hated debate, right? Because he brought the topic of sophists, and sophists are people that won debates over with charm instead of logic and reasoning. So Socrates warned that people are going to get stupider because of these type of debates because they're not arguing logic and facts; they're arguing audience and who likes their audience more or who's more charming. And
Sophistry.
that sounds very familiar.
Well, it's the death of debate post, right? I forget, it was Whisper. I wrote a thing on it as well too, but it's like the death of debate is like, I mean, there used to be class. This is why I've in my defense, before I even do Monday's round, I mean, it's not even a debate. I told Rashad, or was no, it was Sean Kelly hit me up to do this debate with Rashad McCants, right? He's the NBA player, the guy with the crown. I don't know if you guys have seen the one that
Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah.
And I went in, I said, Sean, I said, I don't really think you should call this a debate because I think we're going to probably agree on like 98% of the shit because he's very red pill. He's read my stuff. And it turned out that I can text him right now. Like he's a really good dude, right? Whenever he comes in to play poker at one of the tournaments, we always go, like me or Mike, go and hang out with him. But it wasn't a debate. And he says, well, why don't you want to do that? I said, because there's no such thing as debate online. And I mean, God bless him. I love Andrew Wilson. I love what he's doing and everything else. This is not a flame on him whatsoever, but what he's doing is not classic debate. It's not an exploration into finding what is true. That's what debate used to be, like classic, Greece, Hellenic Greece debate was a debate on whether a principle or a premise was true. It wasn't you're an asshole because you think this. That's a whole nother thing. Then there was, what was that? That's classic debate, is finding out what's true.
Dialectical
There
debate.
was modern debate, which was just trying to sway an audience, right, to one way or the other. And then there's postmodern debate, which is my opponent is an asshole and a liar because he thinks this. We're going to talk about this. This is still a premise that we're, whether it's true or not is immaterial, because the point of the debate is for me to convince an audience that my opponent is a lying piece of shit, right? And then there's whatever we have today, which is like professional wrestling, and it's just
I would say like when you were on Dr. Phil, right? Mm-hmm. And you said men are superfluous. To the modern person that's blue pilled or not caught on yet, it looks like you lost. Mm-hmm. Right? Because they don't understand that, it's about who's cooler, right? Who's what makes more sense to me and my ego. But in a dialectical debate, even though it doesn't matter who won or lost, the fact that you said that and people went home and sat with themselves and said, fuck, am I superfluous?
Mm-hmm.
That is what debate was about, is to get people to think, right? It's like, that's what the purpose is, not to win, it's just to say something that people are like, oh shit, that's something I got to think about, and go home and sit with themselves with that thought. But in today's age, debate is, your wife is ugly and my wife's hotter than yours, so I win the debate, or whatever stupid external thing. Or I'm 6 foot and you're 5'8".
The Joe Rogan effect, right? Spotify paid me $100 million for my podcast, so ergo, anything I say on my podcast is true because $100 million.
Yeah.
And if you say, no, I think if especially me, right? If I go and say, Joe Rogan's full of shit about this and this, right? They go, you're professionally jealous because you don't have this popularity and you don't make his money. That's part of that debate. Well, whatever.
Thank you for smoking. Remember that film? It's not about whether I'm right or wrong. I just have to prove my opponent is wrong, and then it doesn't matter I'm right.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah. It's just, I just, God.
Not one cigarette is smoked.
Nobody's interested. And I get it too. Cause this is the conversation Mike Sartain and I have had several times, is like, we'll be on the show and we'll geek out because we're just kind of like that, right? Like, because he's a consummate statistician wonk, right? He loves to have, 67% of guys are single, that kind of stuff. Like, and we have all the shit to back it up. But you know what? It is the most boring fucking podcast if we do that, when we've got like 10 girls on there with tits out to here, and they want to talk about Jay-Z, or they want to talk about, getting flued out to Biscayne Bay, right? So you have to sort of like, there's a very fine art to what I call infotainment, right? You still have to entertain the audience, but if your goal is to educate them, at least make, through storytelling or something else, there has to be something that's engaging while they're getting it's like they're getting the medicine or they're getting the nutrients out of the food, but the food still got to taste good, But
it also depends on what you want to teach them, right? Because I can imagine, like, if you have all these girls there and you want to teach guys like how to be charming or whatever, all you have to do is just let the conversation go. And then later on, guys will be like, wait, what? What did I just watch? Where it's like, okay, now watch again. It's like, he didn't argue with them at all.
Yeah.
Wait, but he didn't say they were right either. It's like, did you see that Robert Greene thing, by the way? God damn, that was brilliant. That was holy shit. So Robert Greene sits down.
Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
So Robert Greene sits down with these twins. I can't remember what their name was, and Robert just sits there explaining things, and this one girl starts looking at him, and Robert Greene, just charming as hell, he's like, I get the sense you disagree with me. Please tell me why. It's like, oh my God, smooth as butter. And this girl just goes into it, and they're engaging and they're interacting, and he could walk away with them. I was at my chat at a certain point, like, guys, would she walk away with Robert Greene or Cliff? If Cliff didn't have status, who'd she walk away with? And they were like, yeah, Robert. But
Cliff hasn't had a stroke yet. So.
Yeah, well, exactly. God, that was just charming as hell. But that's the opportunity you have with podcasts like that, with a whole group of girls. It's like, just show the audience how to manage them.
Proof of concept. Yeah. It's just, it's your chance to do proof of concept for your viewpoints and the world. Because if you preach about, like, women need to be in the, traditional, that stuff, and then you get shown women that are not traditional and you're just angry, it just makes you look powerless. It makes you look, I think it's one of the 48 laws of power.
Interesting choice of words is preach. If you preach this, right? I'm like,
yeah,
I've always avoided that, but I get it. I understand why you use it, because that's like, I think one of the, like, people will say, Rollo, how come you're not more popular than X, Y, whoever, I happen to be critical of at that time. I'm like, well, because I don't preach anything. I educate, I inform, but, and you know what? So if you want to be popular, if you want to make a good chunk of change, you have to preach. You have to have advice. You have to tell people how to live, because that's what they're there for. Especially on social media, people there, tell me how to live. And if I disagree with you, I hate you. Fuck you. But
12 rules for life or nothing else.
But if I agree with you, one of us. That's all it comes down to, is just team fucking sports, man. So you want to know why I'm not more popular than you guys? Because I refuse to engage in this. I don't want a cult. Boy, man, wouldn't I be a great fucking cult leader if I just like use my superpowers for evil?
You get the Pope hat.
Yeah.
Great, man. Fuck, I would do.
You
You'll
remember
know.
the-
You'll know when I've sold out. Trust me.
You remember the
He start calling
Sinterklaas
himself
hat?
Emperor Rolo. If he starts calling himself Emperor Rolo, yeah, that's when it's.
I know, yeah. Dude, I will do it better than any cult. I'll do it better than Tate. I'll do
And
it
it's
better than
so easy these days. Like guys are just begging for guidance and for
Mhm.
someone to tell them what to do down to the molecular level. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
clavicular
hey,
level.
Rolo, yeah, exactly. So, like, he's having he's having a summit in Miami on how to look smacks, and I'm like,
Yeah, he's past the like his 15 minutes are up. Like I saw his numbers are falling off right now. I don't know if Kick is still funneling the same kind of money that he had, but I saw somewhere like the numbers, like his numbers for May and I guess it was May, and how he's just had this precipitous fall off of engagement, and that's like you lose everything. So what happens is there's a predictable plan for influencers, right? They're really, really hot. They come up with one offer, one thing that's really, really good, right? And they become a millionaire and they start to believe their own bullshit. And then they try to repeat that success and they can't because they were never that good to begin with. That's when the real work happens, is when you try to, well, are you really that good? Show me again. Can't do it, right? And so what happens is then they become an expert about being an expert.
Well, that's what I like about
Here's how you get a lot of money.
social media growth expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Asmon so much, like he never fell off the deep end. It's like, I just want to play my video games. He made a shit ton on Twitch and it didn't get to his head. Started a couple of companies, used his money wisely, which I highly doubt Clav did.
Will not. Yeah.
And now it's just, I want to comment on these things. I think these things are horrible. And oh my God, Asmund, if you're ever watching this, first of all, big fan. Second, I am so happy he did the whole inquiry thing. 8-hour live stream. He read the full 200 pages of Rupert Lowe's rape gang inquiry. And who with a platform like his is doing that? So
let's get into Asmongold. This is actually the whole reason I wanted to do today's show. So we're already 30 minutes in, so I wanted to get to this. I was waiting for Ryan, but he'll come. He probably already seen this anyway. So
the real reason why women act that way is because they view it to be the socially acceptable way. In my opinion, this is going to be maybe like a super. Actually, you know what? This is a nuclear take.
It's not so nuclear, trust me.
I think that women are biologically or more biologically predisposed to betray their culture, to fit in with what the dominant narrative is, regardless of what it is. They will always side with what they think is going to give them more security and what they think is the dominant force. And I think the reason why is of evolutionary biology. Like through
it's both.
This is why I tagged you. He's reading your books, Rolo. I'm pretty sure he's got to be.
He's got to be. This is straight.
Yeah, this is
book one
near word for word.
Book three. Yeah, this is the war brides dynamic, and it is also. I have another essay I think it's in positive masculinity. It's called Widows and War Brides, because what happens is a lot of people wanted to challenge me on those two concepts, like the alpha widow concept and versus the war brides concept. So I wrote a breakdown of both of those. But this is like Asmund. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the Red Pill.
Throughout all of history, women have been treated as second-class citizens and sometimes as livestock. And so what happens in a lot of these cases of like raping and pillaging is that you have women that obviously are taken by another totally different group of people and then co-opted and then made their wives instead.
Okay, that's direct tribalism. I'll dig it up here and I'll let this run. But I've got a study, courtesy of Rob Henderson of all people, about exactly this dynamic. In fact, I used it in one of these essays. Is when the colonists came over from Britain and the colonies, right? And the Indian tribes, the Native American tribes came over and wiped out some of these, colonies. They would take the women as spoils of war. Well, what happened later, the white folk would come in there and then they would come in and try to rescue the women from the Indian tribes. And they found that the women didn't want to go back to their old life. They wanted to be part of the tribe. They wanted to stay with their captors. And it's this, it's like Stockholm syndrome is an innate aspect of female psyche, and I mean that by order of degree, obviously. But it's a well studied fact. So, I love you, Asmund, but this is not novel.
And I think that really that evolutionary biology is still applied today. And I think that we still have that today with women that will always side with whatever they think is the more superior or stronger force. They might hate the patriarchy, but they will always default to it to the extent that they think the patriarchy is the controlling force. And I think this is biologically something that they're wired to do. And it's because of, like basically a human conquest across the entire history of humankind. Is that crazy for me to say? Is that crazy for me to say? Like, people think about that.
No, but it was sure as hell crazy for me to say it, and everybody called me a fucking misogynist because of it.
Well, and this is why and it's not hate. So I think Gatsad is wrong.
Okay.
And yeah, that's good. That's a big claim from a guy from the Netherlands, but I think Gatsad was wrong when he said suicidal empathy. Women are incapable of empathy. It is propriety. They care only about optics. What is the good narrative to hold? The good narrative is inclusivity, it's multiculturalism, it's blah, blah, blah. And if you go against it, you will be ostracized. And what is the one thing, gentlemen, that women fear the most?
Ostracization.
Out.
And I
It
can't
is
say that
not-
word for shit, but yeah.
It is not empathy. I had a whole essay on it. Women are incapable of empathy. It is propriety is what they have. I need to follow the narrative. I need to be accepted by the narrative. I need to be accepted by the tribe. It has nothing to do with empathy. And that's why I think Gatsad was wrong flipping that term or coining that term of suicidal empathy. No, everything has to do with optics when it comes to women, politics, and whatever. End of rant.
No, that's fine. The other thing is, I think, and I don't know if Gadsad did this on purpose or not. Maybe he just simply didn't know. But there is a qualifiable difference between empathy and sympathy. Okay, empathy. If you look in the dictionary, you will find two different definitions. Right. So if you look at empathy, like if Nuke has ever like broken a bone, like if you broke your arm or something like that, and I broke my arm too, I can be empathetic with you because I've done it too, and I know exactly what it feels like. So there's a sort of a connection, like, oh, I know exactly what you're going through, brother, because I've
putting
done
yourself in someone's shoes. You're able to put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, it's because you have actually experienced what they're experiencing, so you can be empathetic with that. Sympathy is, you break your arm and I've never broken a bone in my body. I can go, oh man, that sucks, dude. Can I help you out? Can I give you, let's put a cast on it or whatever else. I can be sympathetic, but I can't be empathetic because I've never had that. It's not a shared experience. That's where all this falls off when it comes to like, oh, women are more empathetic than men are. No, they're not actually, because women don't have a shared experience with a lot of the stuff that everybody would like to say that they can be very sympathetic. Yes, they're all, on the big 5 personality traits, women score way higher in conscientiousness and agreeableness. Yes. Does that translate into sympathy? When they choose so, for sure. But you got to remember
that's what therapy is. It's just sympathy, and men don't need sympathy. It's not useful to us. It doesn't help us.
Yeah. And I think if you clarify terms like that, you're right, Jack, then it destroys that narrative.
Yeah,
that's not what it is.
Women need to be deemed a good person. What narrative must I hold to be deemed a good person?
Right.
That's what it is. It has nothing to do with empathy. And you never broke a bone?
Me? No, I definitely broke a bone.
Yeah, I broke my hand last year. So
yes, I have.
So far have not. So far.
The thing is, guys gotta understand, like, you don't, like, sympathy doesn't help you. Again, when you say repeal the 19th, what you're saying is sympathize with us men because we're powerless. And I'm like, that doesn't move the needle. It doesn't help you. You have to be like, if you go to therapy and a guy's like, oh, tell me all your problems, and then you tell him all your problems, and you're not gonna feel better at the end of that.
My therapist,
maybe you'll feel a little bit. Maybe you'll feel a little bit relieved because you were holding something in, but like, your life's still the same. Men don't talk their way into solutions. Only women can do that because people do things for women. You have to act your way into solutions.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. Okay, and I will give a little bit of pushback on that. It's not that you're wrong per se, although I do want to add to that when you are dealing with like trauma things, whatever, you have a very skewed view of the world, and the way of thinking is also like very the lens through which you view the world is very self-sacrificial. Like everything went wrong because of me. All these people were hurt, whatever, because of me.
Mhm.
And when you then have somebody across from you who can take that narrative, deconstruct it, and give you a different perspective, that can be very helpful to you. But as you mentioned, at the end of the day, action is required. You just sitting there and somebody telling you, like, oh, that must be very sad for you. Yeah, no, that will absolutely not be helpful. But having a outsider perspective help you to process the narrative you've given yourself, to deconstruct it and then give you a new worldview, that I do think can be beneficial.
And don't you have to project that worldview in real life? So like let's say, hey, the reason your your wife and kids left you is that you believe it's because it's your fault and you did everything wrong as husband, even though you were always present, right? And you go to the therapist, and the therapist says, "Listen, dude, it's because of this, this, and that. You did everything right. That doesn't mean it's your fault. Whatever. There's so many things, right, that could have happened." And you're like, "Okay, I got it." But you have to start doing things as a person that doesn't blame themselves. You see what I'm saying?
You know,
Like,
that's yeah, you're
you
right
see what I'm
about that
saying?
part. But sometimes you
Because
need an outsider party to give you that perspective of like, hey, have you thought about this one? Where it's like, if you let's say you have an alcoholic parent and you're like, oh, the reason they drank was because of me, and
yeah,
like because you are so in that guilt, you're like you can't really move past that, and then you have somebody who's like, did you put the bottle in front of them? And second of all, how old were they? And do you think that a person of that age can make their own conscious decisions? Where you have
mhm,
never even really considered that because you just kept thinking like, oh, it's all my fault. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then from there on out, it's like, oh, wait a minute, people have agency. You know, wow. That's the big one. It's like, and Stefan Molyneux got hounded for this back in the day. Speaking of philosophy and sophistry,
Mm.
I mean, Molyneux had so many call-in people of like, oh yeah, parents, this and that. And he was like, do your parents have agency or not? Because
Mhm,
you can't save your parents. And your parents made decisions and they were bad decisions. And I know that hurts because a lot of people can't say their parents made bad decisions. Same as with women. Well, she's the mother of my children. Well, the mother of your children can still be a bitch,
Yeah,
Even though she's the mother of your kids, she can still be a vicious, won't demonetize Rolo's channel, yeah?
that's fine. It's too early.
oh man.
They're not up yet. Oh man. So what the interesting part of this whole thing, I think there's a few things, a couple moving parts here. One is the war brides dynamic. I figure I'll show you this one really quickly. This is from my website. This is like, God, when did I write this? Back in like 2011. When did I put this? Yeah, man, this is one of my earliest essays on the rational male, the war bride dynamics. This is actually kind of like the the most salient part. Evolution has largely selected for human females with a capacity to form psychological schema that preserve an ego investment that would otherwise afflict them with debilitating anxiety, guilt, and stress that results from being continuously consciously aware of their own behavioral incongruities. Evolution selects for solipsistic women who are blissfully unaware of their solipsism. And they asked me if I could explain this. Okay. And so that's why I got into the whole war brides dynamic. And I'll just give you the rather than read the whole thing, I'll just give you the quick breakdown of the war brides dynamic, which is this. Asmond, if you're watching, maybe you'll learn something here. The reason why he's made the connection about sort of like the evolutionary background of what we call in the red pill the war brides dynamic is because women are the vulnerable sex. Women have always been taken as spoils of war in intertribal combat. You can go back to the Old Testament, and even the Lord on high says, "Go in, wipe out all the Philistines or all this tribe over the tribe of Jehoshaphat, and and kill every man and kill every son, kill every male heir, and all the women who have known a man, but keep the young women, the virgins, basically, to yourself, right? Bring them back to the tribe, right? Because they're the reason why he's like, oh, they were treated as cattle and commodities and stuff like, yeah, because they're the incubators of the next generation. Women, especially virginic women, had value because they could be reproduced with and create more of the same of their tribe, right? That's evolutionarily speaking, that's the nuts and bolts, that's the mathematics of it. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's evil. You guys can decide for yourself because the Lord on high said it would go in there and wipe those guys out. Really great book. Go check out Alpha God by Dr. Hector Garcia. He goes into a lot of detail about this. I use that as one of my sources for religion when I wrote the fourth book. But so speaking of which, the idea is this is because primate tribes will do exactly the same thing. They'll go in, wipe out all the males or the rival alpha male, and then take all his bitches. Right, because they have value. Because now and what does he do? He goes in and he kills off all of the offspring of the previous rival, the alpha that he just killed, or he ran off, whatever. And then what does that do? It has the effect of sending all of his former harem into estrus, so that they are ready to have his babies. And that's simply a product of our, the mechanic of natural selection and the mechanic of just how shit works. And it's not just primates too, by the way. It's like higher order mammals, like lions do something similar. Wolves do something similar, right? So
kill the cubs, right?
Yeah, it's just like you're deposing the previous high value man, putting another one in there, killing off all of his offspring, which is essentially what the tribal warfare was about. And then I should for anybody who wants to challenge me on this, if you can point out in history any point at which women got together, formed war bands, and went into a neighboring tribe, killed off all the women, and took back the men and the boys to their tribe, I'm not aware of that. So if you can,
had shield maidens.
Yes,
the Vikings had shield maidens.
It doesn't happen. Because that's not how nature engineered us to have it. It's men go in and that's the spoils of war, right? So yes, you can commodify. If you went in and wiped out a tribe and you took all their women folk, the women who were integrated into the collect, hunter gatherers, the gatherers. If you put the new tribe, the conquered tribes women in with your women, they have to have some sort of solidarity, right? They're the vulnerable sex. They're there to create and incubate the next generation. So the women who still had a problem with the fact that this tribe had just wiped out all of their men folk, they had two choices: die or get along, find some new psychological schema that would allow them to sort of square the circle of the fact that their sons and their husband or whatever, their man, is now dead. And so either you die too, or you adjust to your new situation. This is what Asmon has now suddenly figured out is like novel, right? This is something we were talking back actually it was before 2011, but the Red Pill's been talking about this for quite some time. And you know what inspired this? Was I had guys who would say, Rollo, why does it seem like women can get over relationship faster than men? Like men have a really tough time clinging to the chick that she's the one, I'll never get a girl as hot as her, but she's got a new boyfriend half an hour later, right? Well, the truth of the matter is that she can get over that guy quicker, especially if he's not seen as lesser. Like if he was sort of beta male to begin with, it's easier to make that transition, right? It's another thing though, like when we talk about the alpha widow dynamic, right? If a woman can't get over that alpha, it's because he made such an alpha impact on her that she still kind of pines for that guy, right? But the truth of the matter is that women get over men faster because they are evolutionarily wired to get over faster. Now, why would that be? Because women have a shorter window of reproductive viability. So, I mean, you could go younger, but let's just be nice here and say 18 to 28, right? Those are the party years. You got to remember that woman after the age of 30 in our ancestral past, she was useless. Like you would be lucky if you could reproduce with a 30-year-old woman back, in 100,000 years ago, or even 10,000 years ago, right? So because the average age, mortality rates back then were just, not what they are today. Okay. So you're looking at a species of human females who had reproductive viability for maybe 15 years, if that. So what does that do? That predisposes women to being able to shift from the highest value guy, or alpha, whatever you want to call it, to shift from those guys fluidly in an environment where tomorrow the guy might be dead and her sons might be dead because another tribe comes in, conquers a tribe, takes her as a spoil of war, and now she's in a new environment. So she either learns psychological, mechanisms to deal with that, or she dies. And so the psychological mechanisms to help her sort of, deal with the cognitive dissonance of having all her, her real native family tribe completely wiped out is something that has been passed down generation after generation until we get to modern females. And so now he's figuring this out. And how does this apply in a modern sense? Well, maybe it's voting, right? Repeal the 19, right?
Ashley St. Clair.
Well,
Ashley St. Clair.
Ashley St. Or the the French collaborators who are the Good Time Girls in let's just say Germany in late 1930s and 40s, right? And the French, and by the way, the Dutch women too, would get with the German officers because they thought they were going to be the winning team. So it might as well, can't beat them, join them. And what they do is they would get with those guys and they would have children with those German, soldiers. And then once the war was over, what did they do? I have this as one of the pictures on one of those essays, is they would shave the heads of those women because they betrayed the tribe, which is their nation in this case. And if it was a man who sided with the Germans, he's just dead. Boom.
Yeah,
right?
they killed him. Yeah.
It's funny that they would kill French collaborators, male French collaborators, but they would just shave the heads and shame the women. They wouldn't kill them. Why? Because they still have reproductive value. And even if they don't consciously acknowledge this, that's the reason why they just shave the heads and shame those women rather than just put a bullet in their head. In the case of the men, they would just line them up in a firing squad and they're gone. You want to decide with the enemy? Okay, you're dead. We can't trust you in this tribe anymore. You're gone.
No, but the women are useful in a reproductive sense.
Still useful, yes. So,
and I think Asmund has known this for a while because he's been open about this on the streams where it's like, look, there are things I'm not saying because I do have to hold to TOS and things like that. And I know my audience is, pretty wide and not as into certain things as I am. But slowly but surely, he is kind of like drip feeding certain topics almost. So I don't think this is a new thought he had just all of a sudden. I mean, he's been brewing on this for a while, but now he had an opportunity to slowly but surely, because if he comes out tomorrow like full blown red pill, it's like, yeah, that's.
He won't do that. I'll tell you why he won't do that, because I get the game that he's playing. I would play it too if I was him. But it's like, this is some nuclear level shit. I'm like, bro.
This is like Red Pill class
101. I've been talking
101.
It's literally in the rational male.
Yeah, no, but you're still dealing with an audience that's fairly plugged in. Of
uninitiated.
Women are like us, right? They're just ruining society because they want to feel good. It's like, no, man, this goes way deeper.
Yeah, a lot of guys, people think that Red Pill is just disliking women. Like, that's not Red Pill. It's understanding. It's understanding women and like winning with women or winning in life, and then eventually having women on your program. Like a lot of guys think it's just, I don't like, and that's like, I'm like, that's the black pill, which is an imagined enlightened version of the red pill where you do nothing, sit on your hands and complain. That's not what the purpose of the red pill is at all.
No, I'll tell you what's funny, Nuke, is I've been for personal reasons, I have been re-listening to Atomic Habits, the book Atomic Habits. And I would suggest, like, I actually read the book a long time ago, and now I got the audio book, and so I'm like re-listening to it on my drives into the gym, which, by the way, is great because it motivates the fuck out of you. But man, I tell you, there's so much gold in Atomic Habits, and it's one of the few books that, like, I'm not really a success porn guru, bootstraps, positivity show, and that's not really. That's not really what, but if you read Atomic Habits, that's not what it's about. It's nuts and bolts. It is like everything follows a logical deductive progression in Atomic Habits. It's one of my favorite books. But the thing is, but that's what I appreciate about it, right? Is the fact that there's no fluff. There's a little bit of story. Obviously, he's got to tell some stories to keep you engaged, right? But those stories serve as an example for a principle that he's talking about in the book. But it's about it's not just about habits though. It's about identity, and it's about understanding why you do the things you do, why you get locked into habits, good or bad, right? And how those habits effectively inform your identity. Right? Well, why do you have that? Why are you predisposed to those particular things? Is primarily because of just your brain mechanics, your dopamine, your endorphins, and everything else that goes along with that. Like when I talk about testosterone with Mike all the time. We talk about TRT and stuff. Your attitude will change. Your habits can change just because your biochemistry changed. Just like this guy's biochemistry changed.
Hey,
What's up, fellas?
Did you see the video, or do I have to replay it again?
Which video are we talking about?
The Asmongold video.
Oh, yeah. I get the gist.
We're talking about essentially the war brides dynamic.
Yeah. It's funny how he's just reading your stuff from 2012, and all of a sudden he's like, "Look at this amazing profit."
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
That's what we said. Everyone's like, he's like, this is a nuclear level take, and I'm like, I learned that. Like I read this in 2013.
And Nuke, are you suing the Daily Wire yet? Like, how dare you? How dare you?
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, people are telling me, I look like that Daily Wire guy, and I'm like, great. He better not be Dominican because it'll be worse. So, Jesus
on the
Christ.
nuclear level, it's like, hey, we did that.
They went DEI. Like that's how bad the economy is. The streamer economy is. The media economy is. Like people are, the conservatives are hiring anyone.
Yeah.
I saw this.
Venti's giving you the full roosh.
Yeah.
As far as
Nuke.
like Asmon, I'm happy to have Asmon on our side, assuming that's where he ends up. But honestly, I think a lot of the delivery is more about like lifting old material and then saying, "Oh, this is new and novel, man. Can you believe I thought of this just sitting on the toilet yesterday?" You know, and I'm like, bro. So it's like one of those things. Like I have a real problem with guys like Orion Taraban, not because of what he's saying. It's the fact that he's trying to pass it off as if it's some new novel thing that he just pulled out of his ass this morning, right? And so when he gets into a lot of this, and I'm literally in some cases using my own rhetoric, I feel like I have to go and point out, like, okay, here's where he's getting this from, right? Here's the link to the rational male. No one cares.
Well, here's what makes it worse too for you, because he's just repeating it. He doesn't really understand what it means, doesn't understand implications, the problems that have come up over time. So eventually he's going to get to a point where he says something that needs some serious context to back it up. Somebody's going to call him on it, and he's going to flounder because he doesn't know why he's saying what he's saying. Right. And then everybody's going to point to, like, look at your tribe. They're such buffoons. And you're like, well, what do you want me to do?
Then it's all the manosphere at that point.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the term was created, to lump everybody into one basket and to judge them on the lowest common denominator. And I swear to God, if Taraban is going to...
Dr. Orion Taraban, he didn't go to 4 years of med school to be called Mr. Taraban.
If Taraban is going to use the word propriety, I swear to God, I'm going to lose it.
Yes.
Well, a lot of times too is just like guys need to go through this in order for it to make it real. Because you could say war brides all day, right? But it's not until you see an ex-girlfriend move on with another post another dude in 2 weeks on her Instagram after she broke your heart or whatever. That's when it becomes so real that you're like, I have to understand this. I cannot just gloss over this. Like, this is what the red pill is a collection of tools, and here's a tool: predictive power of knowing about war brides, meaning that. Yes, you'll be sad, but you'll know why. You'll know why. It isn't because she's an evil bitch. It's because that's her programming. And boom, you can at least move a little bit smarter and faster through this part of your life, you know? So you gotta go through it.
Let me throw this. I mentioned this earlier. Can you see this on screen? Yeah, you can. Okay.
Oh boy, Robbie, our good friend Robbie.
You'll notice the
Robbie
date.
Hens.
Yeah, this is a little bit early. Women who are kidnapped often develop loyalties to the group that captured them. For example, early American settlers were often shocked to discover women of European origin living in Native American tribes who were not interested in being rescued. Right? When groups of hunter-gatherers come into conflict with one another, they typically show no mercy to males from the other group. Females from the other group don't fare well either, as they're vulnerable to capture and subsequent slavery in their new group. But over time, they can eventually obtain full rights to the group membership in most societies. Yeah, usually because they bear the children of those guys, right? Time and again, archaeologists discover different origins for ancestral male and female lineages, with most of the men suddenly replaced by another group, while the female lines become absorbed rather than disappearing altogether. Right? So women who have been kidnapped are often developed. Okay, so that was that one. But how do they know this, Asmongold? Because we've plotted the human genome. We can actually see the lineage of of women who have been like particular lines, where the women's get absorbed into that genetic line, but the previous line of the males dies out. So what does that imply? That implies that there's some sort of buffering mechanism, psychologically or whatever. And today we call it Stockholm syndrome, right? Falling in love with your captors, or moving on with another male, because if they don't, they die. So that propensity gets passed on to generation to generation to generation. So it's not nuclear level, but I'm glad he's coming to it. I'll give him that. At least he's making some progress.
Is he though? Like, I was looking at the Rob's thing and I realized he just stole the script from Die Hard and put it in there. That was the scene where Ellis got shot.
Yes.
He's passing it off as intellectual curiosity. I'm just saying.
He put
Finland,
the movie into
Sweden,
Notebook
right?
LM. He put the movie into Notebook LM, and then he downloaded a PowerPoint on it.
Wow.
Son of a bitch.
Well, you know, I was looking at some of the, and I don't care to read these, but I was looking at some of the responses to his video, and a lot of people want to blame it on feminism and everything else. It's like, no, bro, it's biological. This is an evolutionary fact, right?
Oh, did you
For
see?
instance-
Did you read Stripper's? I don't know if it was his latest essay, maybe the one before that, where he makes the connection between all of like everything that's going on in politics right now. It's just blatant intrasexual competition.
Yeah. I 100 can get on board with that. I think, though, I shouldn't. I don't know if I'm giving Asmon short shrift, because I think what his basic, sort of plot was when he was talking about all this stuff was the reason why women vote against what men would think would be their best interests, right? Or so now we already know about Stockholm syndrome. We already know about how women fall in love with their captors. I have another thing from David Schmidt here, which is talking about like how women track in the big 5 personality traits, right? So we can go and take all of these, these data points and then sort of like make a correlation between all this stuff here. Now, obviously, correlation is not causation, but I think the point that Asmon was trying to make is the reason why women vote the way they do. We're talking about repealing the 19th. I think one of the reasons they vote the way they do is because of this same dynamic, right? Whatever the most powerful alpha is who they'll side with. Well, why would they do that? Because they want to bang that guy? Well, yeah, but it's also long-term security. Which one is going to keep her babies alive? It's sexy sons theory, right? It's like which alpha guy is going to? That's like we were just talking about, like the French collaborators in World War II, right? Those women were just they made the wrong choice, but they were making a logistical, calculated choice to say, you know what, I'm going to get with the winning team. I'm going to go bang this German officer and have his babies, and that way, when the Germans actually take over all of Western Europe, then we're going to be nobility. We're going to be aristocrats, because
And this is in every World War II movie. Like if you watch Fury, the one with Brad Pitt, literally there is a scene where the girls are walking destitute from a bombed city, and the guy points and says, "Hey, those girls will have sex with you for a piece of bread." And I'm like, it's right there, guys. Like, it's right there. Even in popular media, you just got to pay attention.
I have a cooking video on bread. I'm just saying. Well, you're right. And the signaling theory is part of it, too. I think that's the problem, too, is because you'll mention the sexual side of it. And there's like the 2 theories about how people deal. The sexual one and then signaling one. And when you have a lot of like mainstream message is all feminine. So it's the consensus, it's the herd dynamic, and you take these 2 things together and they kind of work with each other. They create a feedback loop. So when you ask, like a lot of the times it is against women's self-interest technically, But women's biggest self-interest is consensus, because you got to stick with the group, right? And so when TV is making you think there's a consensus when there isn't, when they're paying a bunch of people to hold up signs and protest for something, a lot of women are like, well, that must be popular, I'll just go with it.
Jump on.
Which explains the other, because it's like obviously a smaller part of it, but they all matter. And I always hate when people use the one to discredit the other. It's like, no, there's multiple factors. We're picking two of the biggest ones. And you can use them to argue against each other, but they're both working in concert here.
And I think another thing is the reason, okay, so why are human females predisposed to, I hate that, not my term, herd mentality, right? Why are they predisposed? I think some guys...
They can't hunt and their shoulders are too wide or too narrow and their hips are too wide.
Well, because they are the vulnerable sex. They are the incubators of the next generation, and there's safety in numbers. That's why it seems like a good idea to have a communitarian outlook on life when you are trying to organize society, because that's how that's how the longhouse came to be, right? That's because you've got the men are the hunters. They go out to go get the caribou and bring the meat back, and the women are the berry pickers, right? Well, they're also the incubators of the next generation. So the gals gotta stick together. This is why I call it the sisterhood uber alles, right? So it doesn't matter about former tribe alignment or affiliation. It doesn't matter about that tribe's religion, and now I got to adopt this tribe's religion. Okay, whatever keeps me alive and keeps the babies alive, right? It doesn't matter about political ideology. It doesn't matter about any of that stuff. The only thing that matters is the sisterhood, because the sisterhood is safety. It is security. It is protection, because as long as you stay in that peer clutch and they don't ostracize you and kick you out, so you get eaten by the saber-toothed tiger, right? Then you're going to be safe. So yes, whatever seems to be the consensus is, women will all, if they can't figure it out, they'll default to the consensus, because the consensus always seems like it's the safest choice, because it's going to keep the babies alive and it's going to keep her alive because they need protection. Now you'll say, well, women don't need protection now. We've got Glocks.
Yeah, their instinct doesn't know the difference.
But I was going to say, 200,000 years of evolution doesn't know the difference. So it doesn't matter that the fact that you can learn Brazilian jiu-jitsu and have a missile launcher or something like that. I don't care what. I would take the bear with what? With a Glock. But a side note, don't you love it when like women or men will say, well, women need men for protection. Women will say, protection from what? Like, you're ruining your own argument with that. You know this, right?
I don't need men for protection. I have the cops.
Yes. Protection from the guy who you chose to be your baby daddy. Maybe something like that. But the thing is like, I honestly think a lot of what Asmon was talking about when it comes, like, because we have to extrapolate this now. It's like, remember, Ryan remembers this. Remember when I was talking about like hypergamy from the micro to the macro?
Oh, yeah.
Micro is essentially the menstrual cycle, right? It's just proliferative phase, luteal phase, all that stuff, right?
They ran you up the flagpole for that one, for mentioning her period makes her think different.
Yeah,
even though it's so painfully obvious to every man. And
now I hear Alex Cooper on Call Her Daddy like say the same thing that they just threw me in jail for. But the thing is like, this is the same micro to macro, right? So if you look at the micro level in an evolutionary sense, women needed the safety of the collective. That's why communitarianism and socialism and wealth redistribution makes a lot of sense to the female psyche, because it's like one for you, one for you, one for you. Sally, you're pregnant. Here's two for you. One for you, one for you, one for you. And we take this and we redistribute it, right? Like we were just talking about Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire. First thing out of Elizabeth Warren's mouth is like, well, yeah, that's why we're all oppressed. And it's like oppressed and oppressor.
Yep.
And why is that? Because you're not sharing the wealth. You're not redistributing the wealth. Taxes only exist to redistribute the wealth, which, I mean, to that psyche, obviously that's not what it's for. But that's the female mindset, right?
Well,
so he's trying to figure this out.
That's the whole welfare state, right? Like, of the sexes, who is on welfare more often, men or women?
That was the start of it, if I remember correctly. A lot of it was because, like, widows were destitute. And so they're like, we can't have these widows roaming the streets. And they kind of created a social safety net to protect them when husbands were beat or killed in the war, 30 years war or whatever war. And it's just kind of ballooned from there.
Well, look at it now. Look at it now. Because I remember like, oh, I don't need no man, fish bicycle, all that nonsense. And then it's like, hey, who pays for your welfare check?
Did you see, there's somebody sent this to me. I think it was on my Instagram. sent me this news story about how, I think it was in Russia, how women were getting up to somewhere in the range of $150,000 death benefits if their husband or whatever died, son, I guess, I don't know, died in the war against the Ukraine. And of course, all the MRAs and everybody else just takes that and just runs with it and everything. But again, it comes back to exactly what Asmon was talking about. It's the men are disposable and women are vulnerable, right? Men are I'd say disposable, sacrificial. We're the sacrificial sex and women are the vulnerable sex. So how does that play out in politics? Well, I'll tell you how it plays out in the Russian-Ukraine war. Women get 150 grand per death.
Well, before that war started, I would see like female pundits and reporters, and they were all like, "Yeah, we gotta send people there. Yeah, send men." If it was like 100,000 women we were sending, it
lose their minds.
The war would end. There would be no war. But because men are expendable, they're like, "Yeah, send them. They'll be back, right?" Like they don't understand violence and like, hey, their drones kill people too. Like you see the videos of the drones killing dudes.
Dude, those are some sad montages, man.
I know.
Yeah, I only watch one. I'm like, I'm never watching one of these again. No thanks.
No.
These are so fucked up.
Yeah,
coming from the generation. I remember watching a guy's throat get slit back in the original war, back when the internet first started, and I was cool with that. This one's just weird.
Yeah, it's
they
just
fuck
it's
with
mechanical.
You see that one?
Yeah.
They like poked him for a bit, and the guy just gave up.
Yeah,
that's sad.
That's so fucked up. Yeah. Oh my god.
Video game. And the guy operating the drone is probably some like 18-year-old kid, in joystick.
Eating a pizza. Eating a pizza or something.
Where do you think you learned to teabag these guys? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But women.
From a biological perspective, an evolutionary perspective, then you take that and you scale that up to the national level, or now we've given women the right to vote. I'm supposed to debate that with Gary the numbers guy, I guess, or who? It's not going to happen.
He's still a thing.
Going to be the other things. No, but he's still trying to be a thing. I'm supposed to. You didn't catch this because you came in late. I'm supposed to do a 10-on-1, although it's more looking like 8-on-1 debate, kind of like the Jubilee style thing, where they get one person in the hot seat.
Jubilee.
Yeah, and then they get some like ornery, angst-ridden teenager to come up and try to get you that gotcha moment. They're just looking for gotcha moments, right? Fortunately, I'm not in the hot seat. I'm actually one of the 8 or the 9 or whatever it ends up being. But we're supposed to talk about is numerology real, and do the elites use it to gain power and influence, which of course is all really Gary wants to talk about, because that's his bread and butter. You want to talk about Ryan? I'm so glad you taught me the word kayfabe, because I didn't mention this. I told this to Mike. Mike actually debated Gary about this about 2 years ago, and Mike didn't want to have anything to do with it. He's like, "Dude, I'm over that. I won that debate. I don't care about it."
Smart man.
At one point in that debate, Gary stands up and he has this big wad of cash, or this big stack of cash. And he throws it on the table and he goes, "I will bet this stack of cash that we can go down to Fremont and go, I can predict this guy's future," or something with numerology or something like that. And he takes this big stack of, and I wish I would have done this at the time, but I don't know. It didn't look quite. I looked at the replay. Is that really cash? Or is that like play money?
Yeah, 100 with the roll of ones.
So Gary, if you're watching this, you bet that better be a real stack of cash, because I am going to count every bill when you do that. That's not
Jesus.
Yeah, that's funny. But so I'm supposed to do that one. And the other topic was, should we repeal the 19th Amendment?
Should. God.
Repealing, yes.
Artificial wombs. Will women start acting right? Yes or no?
We're about 3 years
Will
old.
AI
Might as well
porn
bring
make
up
women act
the
right?
fruit fly. Well, might as well bring up the fruit fly study while you're at it. Fuck it. Let's just go all in. Let's just do it.
Microchimerism. How many dudes'
Let's
DNA
light
is in
this
her?
candle.
Yes.
Let's light this candle. Let's just throw it all in there. Let's maximum overspurg. Who cares?
Okay, God, thank you for bringing up microchimerism. Now I'm ruined. What's funny is I had to actually defend that point at one point. Like, people were saying, "Bro, do you really think that if a woman has sex with a guy that the genetics stay within her and it goes into the baby or something?" Where are you getting this? Well, they said
into the baby.
Like her former lovers actually have some sort of genetic I don't know, absorption.
Yeah.
Right. It's microchimerism. I get it. The jury's still way far out on that whole thing, but I understand where it comes from. But the reason I was getting the question in the first place is because I had to go and backtrack through the movie, but like Inside the Manosphere with Louis Theroux, Myron brought that up at one point when they were on the show. I'm like, Myron, God, for fuck's sake. No, back. Abort. Because, well, of course, what happens is now everybody gloms onto that and go, I can't believe these Manosphere guys think this. And I'm like, okay, now I got to clean up your mess. Here's what microchimerism, here's the studies. It's inconclusive. It's not really actually a thing, or put it this way, it's not the thing they want it to be.
Yeah.
But now I have to talk about it. Thanks a lot.
That's like in the Sudan when they used to just kill albinos and grind up their bones and drink it as potions for better fishing trips.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What
no
the
shame
hell?
to the Sudanese people. Yeah, dude. In 2008, when I went down to Dubai, I started watching Al Jazeera, and this is like the main story, is the albino genocide in the Sudan. I was like, what the fuck? They take their hair and they put it in their nets.
Oh,
you
really?
guys,
Really?
does the audience understand that now we complain a lot, right? But your life is worth more now than it ever has been worth in all of human history, right?
Yeah.
Like
Get a really good
60
fishing harvest with you.
Yeah, 60 years ago, if you were born the wrong color, they'd be like, "Give me your bones. your bones are mine." Like, what? What do you mean my bones? Like your dick would be cut off, and you'd be a eunuch guard for some guy in a palace, so he could bang a girl once. Yeah.
The alternative is you're farming till your back breaks.
Yep. And
that's the good side. That's the good news. Just
and
farm.
maybe your
balls.
And maybe your third son or daughter survived
I had this chick. I think Mike knows her, but I had this chick hit me up in my DMs. I'm like, why is this girl hitting me up? She's like, because I think she wanted to be on Access Vegas. She goes, but I'm not like your Access Vegas girls. I'm like, because she's DMing me, right? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I'm not a stupid floozy with a bimbo or whatever. Like these girls. I'm like, okay, prove it.
Oh, why not?
And so,
what are you waiting for?
So we have the conversation. So what do you disagree with about Mike or me? Or of course, it's not us. It's Myron and Brian and whoever else. And one of the things we were talking about was she's like, well, women have been oppressed. We haven't been able to vote for thousands of years or something like that. So I have that one chart. I think I picked it up from Steve Stewart Williams, where I'm like, well, here's let me bust a myth for you. Throughout most of human history, no one has been able to vote.
Yes.
Yes. And
you literally follow the timelines on that. You see female suffrage, and then black, like slaves got suffrage, and then universal suffrage. So women got it first.
Yes.
And so just read about World War One. That's what I tell guys. Read about World War One, the most useless, gruesome war ever. And that's why that generation, like I would say, Ralph Waldo Emerson, who were the writers from that generation?
Yeah,
they try to encapsulate how like hopeless the men of that era were, because
Western Front. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that is what life was for men. Or Genghis Khan came and banged your mom's sister and your daughter and left.
I don't think Genghis Khan was there in World War One.
But
the artists, Dada came out of there. Max Ernst, Salvador Dali, eventually Surrealism. Yeah. They were just hooked on acid because, like, what else is there to do?
Hemingway. There you go. Hemingway. There you go. They all try to capture that era of humanity where it was just like some archbishop or archduke got shot, and now all these men got to die. And I'm like, now Trump says, we got to bomb Iran, and obviously I don't want anyone to die, but it's like 2 men die, and then you're on the internet saying it's the end of the world. I'm like, maybe, but I am living really nice compared to those guys in World War One.
You want some dark literature shit that goes through the innate human suffering? Read Dostoevsky.
Russian literature.
Russian Dostoevsky. It's like
it's so bleak. Yeah.
You think it's bad now? Yeah. Let me get to some of these super chats right quick. A specter is haunting Europe. The specter of communism. Jack reading more communist stuff than Western commies.
Know your enemy.
There you go.
Know your enemy, man. Know your enemy. That's why I read it. I'm like, people can't really believe this, right? It's like, oh no, they do. It's like,
Pick your was the equivalent of us on Piker back then. I'm just saying.
Pick your cult. Rolo versus Napier versus Nuke versus Clary. Me versus Clary. Versus Troy Francis versus Ryan Stone versus Dalrock versus No Items. Fox only. Final Destination.
I know that reference, and we're not doing that right now, but thanks.
Rolo, Ali Beth Stuckey used the word toxic empathy. Is it the same as using emotional intelligence? I think she's stealing that from Gad Saad, is what she's trying to do, because it's sort of a play on what God saw. It's his new book's called what? Something empathy. It's not toxic empathy, is it?
Suicidal empathy.
Suicidal empathy. That's right. Yeah. So it's
Which is the wrong term to use anyway.
Yeah, it's not empathy. I mean, Asmund came
Propriety.
close when you said narcissistic empathy, but no, it's not empathy. It's
There's no
pride.
empathy at
God damn
all.
it. No, there isn't.
It's extreme
propriety.
cynicism. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Opportunism,
I-
cynicism.
I think
Throw those in there.
I think
They know
what's
exactly.
so I've seen that. I saw what. Why do I watch Ali Beth Stuckey?
Yeah, why do you?
Yeah, well, because I keep my finger on the pulse of TPUSA. she's the only one that's reliable now, because Erica Kirk did Erica Kirk actually change her last name back to whatever it was?
Did she?
I heard a rumor, but I could be wrong. Somebody might be fucking with me. But no, the whole thing with Ali Beth Stuckey, I think the reason why first of all, that's a play on words. She's trying to cash in on Gad Saad, but she was using toxic empathy, I think, in the terms of women have some supernatural gift for empathy, right? So therefore they are prone to being empathetic for toxic guys, right? So well, the reason why you're with that narcissist is because you're invested in toxic empathy. Thank you, Dr. Jung. Okay.
It's like telling your interviewee, "Oh, I'm just a perfectionist. That's my flaw." Like, fuck off.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. All hail Emperor Rolo.
Start the Colts.
I feel bad for Gad too. Did you guys hear he got his visa denied? He's not able to go to the States.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
there's a
What did he
rumor that
do?
it has to do with maybe some intelligent asset history thing, but he's blaming it on the exit tax from Canada.
Well, of course, everybody's going to say it's because he's a Jew and he's probably working for Mossad or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one. In fairness, it's actually very hard to immigrate to the States from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of your guys' good programs has with the exception of, and then UK, Australia, Canada. And then when you get there, there's your E3, E2. You either have to have 15 million in the bank to invest in American business, your own American business in escrow, or you have to be considered a top whatever in your field. I have to make the case that I'm the best red pill guy out there as mine, and we'll see.
Yeah, get him out of this country. We don't want him here in Canada anymore.
Yeah, and then they make you sell all your assets and pay taxes if it was all income before you go.
Yeah, well, no wonder Rich Cooper hasn't left.
Yeah.
Let's see. My cousin died this month from cancer. His wife posted his last photo 2 days before he died. Her next post was a soup recipe.
It's better than a
Cat
date.
soup.
Well,
Yeah.
what were we
Is
saying?
it tomato bisque?
Let me get
If it's tomato bisque, then it's acceptable.
people. Chowder?
The grievance soup.
Yeah, what kind of soup was it? No, it's people get really upset with me when this is in my first book, right? She will bring a date to your funeral. That's again, it seems really fucked up, right? And it is, and I meant it to be because I wanted to shock with that, but it's true. But it's also an illustration of a mechanic that we were just talking about a minute ago, which is the war brides mechanic, right? It's it's the same dynamic. Women don't like unflattering truths about themselves, right? So women have the capacity to be hybristophiles, right? Why is it men don't do that? Not in the same numbers as women do. That's for damn sure. And why is it that they're the women or the Dutch collaborators with the Germans were? Why did that seem like logic? Well, because it's female nature. They made bad bets. They bet on red instead of black. Whatever. But so they lost the bet. But they didn't die. The guys did, but they didn't. They just got their heads shaved. Right?
I just thought of a red pill reason for this. Same thing. Remember when Zach Small was the only thing Rollover did to me was introduce me to Anthony Johnson?
Yes, that was
Same
great.
thing, man.
Yep.
Defective women.
God, that family's got some genetic stuff. But the thing is it's the same dynamic that Stockholm syndrome, you fall in love with their captors kind of thing, is the same reason why women get over their former boyfriend or whatever easier, especially if that guy, it's even easier if the guy was beta and she meets with a guy who's a better option, right? Like, I can't believe she can't think, she doesn't think of me anymore. Or I have the reason why I wrote War Brides was because that was actually came from a thread that was on SoSuave even before that. And it was saying, I had guys who were asking me, Rolo, why is it that girls can get over me faster, and this girl, she's already with another dude and everything, and I don't know what to do with myself, and I still dream about her, and it's been a year, and they're sobbing, right? They're just like, I can't get her out of my head. It hurts my brain to imagination to imagine her like banging this other dude, and they're just like losing their shit. I'm like, why is this? What's the mechanics of this? That's why I delved into that. That's why I dug into the War Brides dynamic. And lo and behold, there's actually some evolutionary science that backs all this stuff up. Now, take that, and why are women's voting habits what they are? Why is the sisterhood of Borealis? Hybristophilia. Why do women want to get with thugs and killers and rapists, right? Well, it goes back to that need for security and then danger and everything else that goes along with that. But it all tracks back to the War Brides dynamic if you really think about it. So, Asmongold, I think, thinks that this is a novel, nuclear level thing, and I'm glad. Good, I'm glad for the enthusiasm, but there's a whole lot more that goes with that. I would love to have a conversation with him about this. Where's this? Thanks for the entertainment, guys. I'm glad we're entertaining you today. Always trying. Chris Williamson dropped a vid I'm going to watch after this titled "Childless Not by Choice" with Susan Venker.
Oh, not this shit.
Yeah, is she back? Oh, well, sorry. This is the year of the red pill. So all of the usual suspects who scattered like roaches when the lights came on, now they all come back, right?
Yeah.
An election year can't come fast enough, man.
I know. Any thoughts before I watch it? Well, I've actually done an audio interview with Susan Venker way back in the day. I can't believe she's still around, but I also can't believe Paul Elam is still around too. So maybe I need to readjust my expectations.
Women are childless by choice, guys. Women have agency. For the love of God, stop making up, because it implies that men are withholding their happiness and their ability to, you know what I'm saying? Like, already
that's
the
problem.
premise of the
Men
show.
too happy and sexed up that they're like, no, I can't spare anymore.
Shout out to Nuke recommending Fury to me. Going to get it as soon as possible. Jack for Outlaw Stars. Wait a minute.
I still haven't watched it. I know. I still need to watch it. I'm sorry.
The best line in Fury. Shoot that guy.
Shoot that man.
Shoot that guy.
Wait, Outlaw Star is in like the old '90s anime, or?
Yeah, the foil to Cowboy Bebop, but a little bit more pervy.
Yeah, I know the one. I was just curious.
Years ago.
Nobody watches anime from the '80s, '90s, and early 2000s. I feel like such an unk. Because all you guys are stupid high school
Yu Yu
dramas.
Hakushow now. Yeah, I'm watching Yu Yu Hakushow next. So.
Oh, nice. I still need to get into that too. I know there's so much I need to
Crisis,
watch.
That's one of the best cyberpunks out there.
You guys need to watch Invincible season 4.
Yeah, I've already watched it.
My brother wants me to watch that so bad. He's like, you got to watch it. You got to watch it.
So good.
I want to, but I've learned from all these shows that come out now, wait till they're done first and see what the ending like, and then I'll worry about it.
Have you read the comics as well, Rolo?
I missed The Boys, and I've never regretted it.
Actually, my daughter recommended Vox Machina. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
It's supposed to be like a fantasy thing. It's a series or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, no idea.
I saw it on YouTube, and she says that it's on like Netflix or it's on like Hulu or something like that, or maybe.
So Netflix, so it's like the plucky lesbians with an old '80s action star take on evil white corporation. That's like every show they have now.
Yeah, but have you read the Invincible comic?
Yes, I have. I have the omnibus #1 and #2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I heard it strays pretty far from it though, doesn't it?
I'm not done with 2 yet, but 1 is close. There's a lot more. Well, they can only go into so much in the animated series on Amazon, but the plot tracks. Just put it that way.
No, fair enough.
There's a lot more behind it. There's like the Viltrumites are like way more complicated than they let on in the show, but you'll figure it out. That's why I picked up the book, because I never even knew it existed, and then I started reading it and go, damn, this is good, because it's like
The Witcher.
Well, it's like, okay, it's not Marvel, it's not DC, it's like a whole new thing, right? I'm like, this is, it's good. It's just good storytelling, I think.
All right, here, if I have $200, is it better to shell out for that or to get the Akira box set manga?
Get Akira.
Get Akira.
All right,
So,
fair enough.
that's classic. You put that on your
Oh,
shelf.
yeah,
Calling me, man. I saw it. I saw it at Indigo. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, it's just that's a piece of history there, you know.
You can't.
That's
Yeah.
a piece of history.
Do you actually have that jacket, Ryan? Do you actually have it?
No.
I'm sure you
Oh.
can get it on Amazon.
Oh, you can buy it on
or
Amazon.
somewhere.
People have made the fucking bike. They took a scooter. one of those-
Yes.
and
Seen
they've
it.
created the bike out of it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
awesome. The problem is, it's like the trench coat and the dusters from the Matrix. Like, they look really cool in the movie, but if you wear them out in public, you don't look cool, man. So it's-
Yeah,
like,
you
just
have
can't
to get
do it.
Yeah, it looks like you're gonna be that weird guy in the corner if you know what I'm saying. Like
At best,
yeah.
I can get away with Kanada's or Kaneda's pink polo shirt. I think that's what I'm gonna go for.
Yeah.
I got another.
Maybe.
Do we
Yeah.
want to talk shit about Paul Elam next?
Of course we do. Fuck that guy.
Why
Sad
wouldn't I?
Santa. Sad Santa's angry.
Hey,
at me.
challenge for the audience: find one person who's worked with Paul Elam in the past who can say one nice thing about him, and go.
It's funny is like the guy John from It's Complicated. He lives here in Vegas and stuff, and he's like an acolyte of Paul Elam right now. And I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? Because he's a really good dude. I'm like, but he's like really like fully 100% on board with Paul. And I mean, in a way, I kind of understand it because it's sort of Paul's rhetoric kind of it really right now anyways it scratches two itches. One is the black pill doomer itch, right? It's the MGTOW itch, I guess. But then you combine that with a little bit of, I don't know, dominionist Christianity. You throw some of that in there, and man, that's fucking L. Ron Hubbard level shit right there, man. Yeah.
Just like that Coach Red Pill. Now that he's gone, the void needs to be filled.
Yeah. Well, I don't hear Corey Wayne these days. Who used to just he made a living of it, just giving me shit. And then the 33 Secrets guy is like his head will bob. Remember I told you how like all these people coming back, like the lights went off in the kitchen, so all the roaches like come back now. Susan Baker, 33 Secrets. I don't know. Paul Elam comes back into the kitchen.
How's Anthony Johnson doing?
I have no idea, and I hope I never do have any idea. I'm sure he'll come back. I'm sure he'll.
Last thing I heard about him was the murder thing, the parents, the Menendez brothers
That was
bullshit.
his brother. Yeah, his brother killed his mom. Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't exactly like, oh, that's horrible. He's like, yeah, fuck those people. I was like, Jesus, why are you posting this online?
That's serious, like clinical psychological problems. So.
What do we have with people in clinical psychological problems, Rollo?
Well, this is a conversation I've had with Ryan many times. Is like the one thing about like our niche is that it tends to attract guys who are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Or pathological personalities, and so I'm always on guard for like trying to figure out whether this person is, because right now, I mean, I'm running my Reignite group, and I'm very particular about like who I meet personally and I know that there are guys. I had one guy, and nothing against the guy, he was actually really really cool, but I had a guy come out to Miami just for the event. He's not part of my Reignite group. He just bought the event so he could come out and meet me and just talk to me. Right? He didn't want to talk about how to get chicks. He just wanted to talk about like astral projection and
Warhammer
of the universe. Not even that. It'd be great if it was hobbies. It's not. It was like just he wanted an opportunity for whatever reason to tell me about how the cosmic balance of the universe is or something like that. And I kind of wish I would have had a longer conversation with him.
You should have started talking about the warp. I bet you guys would have been in sync.
Yes. Maelstrom.
It's like he knows me.
Which do you think is Matrix? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these people are weird.
Yeah.
Even
some of the nice ones. Like I remember, what was his name? Rudy. He used to show up to all your events.
You're thinking of Rugby.
Thank you, Rugby. Yeah, and I met him. He's a pleasant fellow, but
he texts me literally a story every day, still to this day. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude, but he's like, he'll be the first one to tell you he's on the spectrum, right? But like, I think every one of these guys has just a little bit of Rugby in them, right? So just have to. It's something you just have to accept and just okay.
Work around it.
Yeah,
but you got to be able to distinguish the dangerous ones from just a little bit,
I remember the first time I got recognized in public, and it's one of the scariest moments in my recent life. But it's good to see that, like, I'll go to the gym, and then somebody will be like, hey, are you that guy? And I'm like, yeah, because, I say that I'm from Dallas, and my area is a lot of guys in their early 30s, so that's like the kind of prime demographic. They can pay for books and all that stuff, and they're all like dating age. So they come up to me, and I'm like scared. But then like there's this one guy that I always see him having a cigarette outside of like where I walk my dog, and he's like, "Hey, you're that guy," and I got scared. And then he's like the chillest dude ever, and I just sat with him. We just talked. He's like, "Okay, man, well, see you around." And I'm like, we can complain about our following all we want, but there's people like that can never meet their fans. Can never. Like 0% of their fans, if they saw them in public, they'd have to run for their life because they're they're even weirder than than the people we talk to. So I take that as a point of pride.
Yeah, I guess that is
good.
good.
Go either. You just mentioned that where it's like, oh no, man, like I didn't want to do meetups. I don't want to do any of that. Like TwitchCon, apparently if you go to TwitchCon as a creator, you're kind of forced to meet your audience. He's like, hell no. No, I'm not a people person, whatever. I like sitting in my cave or however you want to call it, and just do that. I've only met one person in real life who knew about my content. And like, he's like, oh, you're in Georgia? Like, I'm there too. And I'm not going to lie, I was so anxious where it's like, please be normal. Please be normal. And turned out to be the great guy. It's like, oh, thank God.
This is Paul's his latest videos, anyways.
Had to AI his own self to look better. Jesus.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. I am so sick of this AI style. Now I see it everywhere. Guys, you have like the world is your AI oyster. Can we like move on to something a little bit different than this, right? I mean, it was cool when it came out, but now it was cool when it came out for like faceless, like content, text to voice kind of thing. Yeah, great. But like now that ship has sailed, my friend.
It looks like the board game Clue, like that kind of art style.
Yeah, I like this. The one right here down at the bottom is like what the men's space gets wrong. That the guy in the blue hoodie right there is John from It's Complicated. He's been on with Sean Michael Kelly, and I like John. I would love to sit down and talk to him because I think a lot of the stuff that he thinks that we get wrong is he is misunderstanding
from idiots.
Yeah, you're just getting collective, stupidity from other people and thinking and applying it as the universal. And it's like, no, that is not what it's about. And then,
what is Paul's angle though? Like, what is he?
If you look at the guy,
disagree.
Wait, Ryan, look at the guy behind Paul Elam on that thumbnail. That's 23 Secrets guy.
No shit.
Yes.
Did he get his hairs plucked? I remember he had a bit more of like a Norwood going on.
Widow's Peak. I don't know, man. But yeah, that was interesting. Now here's Paul right here, plucking a guitar, sipping whiskey.
Yeah, see, that's the one. He looks like the serial killer buddy with the Nazi tattoo on his head. That's what he looks like. Yeah. You ever seen any of his rambling videos? That's what Paul Elam looks like. Not like this distinguished George Bruno looking fucker at the top.
Yeah.
Jesus, look at this slop.
I know.
Slop, man.
I know. Well, so this is like his kickoff right here. I'll tell you what's funny is so me and Mike Sartain are supposed to do this is why I wanted to do this as a topic, is because me and Mike Sartain are supposed to be doing a debate again with Paul Elam. Now, of course, Mike takes it deathly seriously, and he goes and he does his homework. He knows his shit, and I will give Mike his flowers. He's a consummate statistician. He does his homework. He does his background checks. He knows everything. And I'm like, this is Paul Elam, dude. I've known this guy like since Roosh was like popular. Okay, like back in 2012. I remember when Roosh and Paul Elam had that one interview. I think it was in 2015 or 2016, and it was just an audio interview because like even YouTube wasn't as big a deal as it is now. And they were just having at it, and the red pill this, and we're sick of the MRAs getting lumped in with PUAs, and we don't want to have anything to do with the red pill, and then of course Cassie J comes along, and we're going to name the movie The Red Pill.
I happened to invent the red pill. Your hair smells pretty. Yes. Like, Jesus, man.
So we're supposed to have this debate with him. It'll be on July 8th. Now, here's the funny thing is, I agreed to it. Mike just said, hey, do you want to do this with me? And I go, no, I don't. I really don't. But I will because you're my brother and I have your back and I'll do, we'll go hit it together. Mike wants to do it more than I do, but I'm like, okay, fine. So we're going to do it. And then, and I don't know if we were supposed to sign some contract or whatever, but then Paul Elam jumps all over us saying, these guys let the deadline pass. And so they're avoiding us and they've bottled out of the debate or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking It's funny is because I was on my show that Sunday, then the Monday he starts popping off, and on that Sunday I said, yeah, we're going to do this debate with Pauline. And so I said, Paul, I literally announced it on my show yesterday. He goes, I don't watch your show. I'm like, bullshit. You're repairing the Manosphere thing starts with my show.
What? So is this like the strategy where like you just plant your flag and you say, I'm the king of the, is this what happens every
burn it
years?
down and rule the ashes, man.
Watching this show right now, and we'll use this as a clip, I'm sure.
You're gonna be on Paul Elam's channel? Nice. Hell,
all he cares about is his
fan.
own self-image, and the problem is he doesn't have the talent or the intelligence or the savviness to execute. So all he knows how to do is just walk and step on as many people as possible.
Well,
that's why nobody speaks well of him now, because everybody who's ever dealt with him has realized like he's really shittily trying to use me as a stepping stone.
Yes, he's the
and
Anthony
then he fails so bad at it. He just
right.
It's only reason why is because it's impossibly cheap to start an internet business. So he won't die. If this was a brick and mortar company, he'd have been bankrupt by now.
Yeah.
You tell Ryan somebody's watching, he doesn't like it. He'll just right here. They're like, go Ryan, go.
Dude, if I still wanted to have to like be nice to people I didn't like, I would have stayed in corporate. It paid better. Fuck that.
I'm just trying to like, how do you repair the Manosphere? Like, is he gonna like get us canceled? Like, what? How do you repair something that isn't like? It's
well,
like
we're gonna find out on July 8th. Apparently, I have no idea. Like,
what did we do wrong? What did I do wrong? Like, what did we do wrong?
Well, I mean,
have you ever met him though, Rolo?
Not personally. This would be the first time I've ever done any any kind of like back and forth with him live. Like, because I just like, you know, he hasn't done any. He's like has been a non-factor for so long. The whole thing with Cassie, and by the way, I will be bringing this up about the Red Pill movie with Cassie J. Cassie J just used A Voice for Men as a springboard for her career, which is nowhere now, right? Mm-hmm. And the only reason anybody even knows that movie is because Mike Cernovich funneled 10 grand into it because she couldn't get distribution for it. So what does she do? She appeals to the Manosphere and the PUAs and everybody else that they hate so much because they couldn't find anybody who would distribute the film. And so then Mike Cernovich jumps in and he says, I'm going to put $10,000 into, she had a Kickstarter or something like that. I'm going to put $10,000 down if people will match the 10,000, right? So then people started trickling in some money. And then Milo Yiannopoulos jumped in. He threw some money in there. And lo and behold, the 10,000 or the was it something like 80,000 they needed turned into like $250,000 so that they could, I don't know what she did with the rest of the money, but she only needed so much to do the independent distribution. And the only reason is because Mike Cernovich wanted to get a credit in the movie, like produced by Mike Cernovich, right? So well, he could do what? Claim that he was a filmmaker to the 60 Minutes crew that he did the interview of like a month after that.
Which is funny because a few years before that, I remember his famous quote of "This Manosphere is a shithole. I got to get out of here."
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, but I'm also the producer of it. Like,
yeah, I'm a filmmaker.
The real villain is his ex-wife for earning all that Facebook money to pay for his fucking creative career. Because she's the one who's been bankrolling this whole thing with his stupid divorce settlement.
I had a cameo in one of Kevin Savo's Captain Savo. Does that make me an actor? I'm an actor.
Well, technically, yes.
Southern is doing
page.
It's like a Jackass. You know how that says like you should only trust experts or whatever? And I'm like, they're not experts. What they do? And they're like, we're getting paid to do it, so they're experts. You got paid to be in it, so you're an expert. You're an actor.
You're professional. Yes, I did.
And then Lauren Southern, yeah, right, dude. Her entire Substack right now is just like reading a single mom's Facebook posts. You know, like the vague platitude shit, and it's all like projection. She talked about like people that accuse her of things that are basically the thing that she did to you with Brittany Venti. She's acting like she's the victim and everybody's doing that shit to her. I don't know how I've got her on my Substack, but she's there now. And I'm just like, I can't turn away. I can't be too mad at Jack for reading Marx now because I'm doing Lauren Southern.
I'm at maximum hate level for this person because it's like I know exactly. If you've watched the interview that I did with Andrew Wilson and Mike Sartain, was on Mike's show, and he goes for about Andrew goes for about 10 minutes about all the stuff that happened and all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes at that time and Lauren's involvement in it. And the reason why they tried to essentially cancel me was because I got too close to the truth. I didn't realize how close to the truth I got, but I was talking with her ex And they didn't like that. And so they had to discredit me because if I was talking to the ex, they didn't know how far that could go because Lauren was fucking Destiny at that time. And Destiny was still with Melina at that time, right?
In fairness, if you were fucking Destiny, wouldn't you want to hide that from the world at all costs?
Well, yeah, okay, technically. Well, and then what's really ironic is a year later, around September 2024, that's when the Kiwi Farm leaks came out of all the texts and everything. I'm like, finally, I'm vindicated, right? And now I got to listen to Lauren Southern whine to Pierce Morgan about how she's really the victim in all this, and Andrew Tate actually raped me. I'm like, yeah, you mean like your ex-husband told me and I was trying to relate to you? So that story right there, yeah. God, it blows me. I'm the only one. It's like God makes a joke and I'm the only one that gets it.
Well, Sarah's talk doesn't seem so bad now, just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Stop it. I'm not falling for it this time. I'm not doing it.
Stop.
I was wondering what we were missing.
I said I was going to do
more.
this, so let me throw this one on here. This guy was coming at, I don't know if you guys have seen this guy lately, but he's been coming at me. I don't know why. This guy's name is Gates Garcia. I don't know who the dude is. But occasionally he'll throw a rock at me. This is what was this? This is Wall Street Journal behind a paywall, by the way. The Heartland Dads, redefining what it means to lead a conservative family. Again, here we have masculinity.
2016 all over again.
Being celebrated, yes. So thank you, Gates, for essentially making a very long point that I've made over the years. See, this is from Brad Wilcox, who's another annoying piece of shit. I think there's a
follow back.
Yeah. Follow back. Yeah, there you go. Thanks. Nope. Yeah, he's the marriage guy who's like, you'll be happy. Yes, I think there's a gap between the performative traditionalism people may see on the internet and what they would find in the real world. The manosphere being pushed by personalities like Rational Male, Myron Gaines, and Cobra Tate is a great example of how the internet is not reality. I beg to differ, and I would love to have that conversation with you if you would ever have it. And this fad is on its way, as many other things. After applying it in the real world, men have realized these unnatural approaches don't work and only set them further back. Well, Gates and Brad, I've been married 30 years on July 20th. I presume that's probably more than both of you. Okay. The Manosphere teaches young men how to avoid commitment. No. Conservative dads are teaching young men how to deserve commitment. Yes, you are in fact doing that. That's not a good way to think. Followers, the other path creates families. Yeah, the red pill creates families actually, and the other one creates followers. The happiest, strongest, most fulfilled men I know are husbands and fathers. Fulfilled. Every one of these is just this emotional appeal. Turns out the path to meaning, there you go. What's that, Brian? That is a container word?
Yeah.
Wasn't waiting responsibility, it was embracing it, because responsibility will cure everything. Driven by economics and duty rather than feminism, Heartland Dads are stepping up. They're not the stepfathers, they're the guys who are stepping up. So there's your Power Dad post for the day. And I could go through the reactions here, which I probably will.
Is he from Nigeria? Like, where's his account located? Is
no,
it the United States?
I think he's in Florida.
Follow back.
I live rent-free in these guys' heads.
That never gets old, man. I hate this guy that I'm following religiously and retweeting all of his stuff.
He's United States. He's a real deal.
Son of a bitch.
Gates,
that's
man.
some like Nigerian level grift he's got going.
I would have a conversation with this dude. I really would if he would do it, but I reckon he probably won't.
I'm getting Roman McClay vibes, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Anybody who talks that happy about taking on responsibility, that's kind of got a.
Well,
just saying.
What were you gonna say, Jack?
Why do you hurt yourself, Rolo? Why do you hurt yourself?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
To feel alive.
Feel a sense of duty. I don't know. I'm trying to protect my boys. Well, that's I just keep saying, it's like they don't know what to do with me. Right. right? Like I've been married for 30 years. I have a daughter who's an adult who's also married, right?
You don't think that's a Southern bot? Like someone sent like
no,
you don't
because
think that these accounts
he's got all kinds of videos and stuff like that too. I know because he pairs it up with his YouTube, and he kind of wants to be like the Temu version of Nick Freitas. You know, it's like, yeah, come on, guys, we're gonna go out and go. What did you say, Ryan? It was like Miller Lite and Jeep masculinity.
Oh yeah, truck nuts and Miller Lite masculinity.
Yeah, that's the brand.
I would have brought my Miller Lite Hawaiian shirt if I'd known this.
God damn.
That's the problem with all these guys is I can't tell if they're true, and we always have this argument. Are they actually this delusional, or is this a cynical, like dick riding way to get some clout going? Pick a fight with the highest celebrity you can find, and he picks you. No offense, but we aren't exactly like famous here. So why are you aiming so low?
Well,
the most niche people on earth.
Probably because I got mentioned by Brad Wilcox in his IFS. That was Wall Street Journal, but which is behind a paywall. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if it's behind a paywall, no. First, if you are on Twitter in the first place and you just attach any external link, you're fucked. You're not getting any engagement whatsoever. Now, think of it I'm going to give these guys some advice. Think of it that, okay, so we know that's true. It is doubly true for a link that's external that is a paywalled link. like that's just insult to injury right there.
There goes my Substack.
Yes.
Shit. Yeah.
You're gonna die. Let's jump on these real quick. I would talk to Rolo about how Chaos Undivided and Magnus are great, but then I have to bring up how lame Blood Angels are. Ultramarines, you might have a case. Just saying. And F Matt Ward. Yeah. Wasn't Matt Ward like responsible for the female custodes? I think that might have been it.
Sounds about right.
And just for the sake of, because I have to say it, Magnus.
Repeal the 19th in Warhammer.
Oh, Rolo, I can't be remiss when Keir Starmer wants to ban social media for kids under 16. Is it had something to do with adolescence?
No, it's the narrative.
Yeah, it's a narrative.
Oh, yeah, you think it is? Oh, I thought it was just about the narrative.
Adolescence is the narrative, essentially. So, yeah.
It's Marvel. It's Marvel superhero mentality where like they need a villain. They need something.
Well, remember, this is the same British government that wanted to ban Twitter. Couldn't do it, right?
Do we really need to bring up how bad this government is at enforcing laws and safety for children? Do we really need to bring that up?
And so did Australia.
Yeah. Speaking of Asmon,
they're not interested. They are not interested in banning the internet for 16-year-olds. They are interested in banning the internet, banning the Manosphere from 10-year-old boys. That's what they're interested in. This is just stopgap. They have to. Okay, we got to make it seem like we're not picking on one particular group, but they are. And Rolo forced to do a Stairway to Heaven performance. I'm glad you're giving me like $2.01 for that one.
It's conditioned by Ryan. That was conditioned by Ryan.
I know. And then
George Bruno every $5 at $5. Jack Murphy.
Heroes Forge. Great conversation, gents. Keep up the great work. While there are divisions among men seeking to guide our brothers, we're better where we can align. Yes, we are.
Our brothers.
Our brothers. So one of the things that gets me is like after I have to deal with a guy like I don't know, this Gates guy or whoever else, anybody who has a bad impression of the Manosphere.
Matt Walsh clone.
Whatever he is, right? We're always playing cleanup, but what they don't understand is that like myself and some of you guys too as well, and then Mike Sartain and anybody who's kind of got Rich Cooper, I guess, has some kind of men's group, right? We're actually doing something. We're trying to help. We've been doing it for quite some time, long before all these other guys showed up, right? People want to say that I'm just a podcaster, or he's just got this book he wrote a long time. No, I have 6 fucking books, and then as soon as I start popping off about something, that's when all of the Nick Fuentes bots come out and go, "You're a grandpa," right? Or nobody. How come they're more popular than you are? Because
Thanks for reminding me.
Remind me of that. Yes, but anyways,
they'll be gone in a year or two anyway. How many people have come and gone in this time?
Right.
I'm at the point where you're mentioning people. I'm like, I had forgotten about them, and you're reminding me of them again. Like just today, who is it you mentioned? 33 Secrets. I forgot he existed.
Yeah.
There's been so many George Brunos in between him and us I forgot about him.
It's
I forgot
like,
Kevin Samuel's name today. It's been that long.
it's like venereal warts that just keeps coming back right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Homath. There's another one. I haven't thought about him in forever.
I think Homath kind of lost his mind politically. I don't know. I think the internet is too much for Homath.
He went the whole whites or oppressed kind of thing, and he made it his, like, at least on Twitter. And the thing is with Homath is just like you just feel the neuroticism. Guys, the point of the red pill is so you don't worry as much, right? Like, if you're here and you've been here for 4 years watching this stuff, and you're still equally worried and not chill and calm and have a plan and tools for stuff, then you're not. Just leave. It's not.
Dude,
you're not ever gonna get this.
Not gaining anything.
Don't
from
make me do meditation content, man. Come on, don't make me do that. It's like, no, guys, live in the now. I know. I mean,
As you know, I'm going to be switching over. I'm going to be pivoting to a new topic soon, and it's going to be sunning my perineum.
Oh yeah, the sun tanning.
I forgot. That's a scientific name for it. I forgot.
Here. It only makes sense, right? So yes.
How is Elliot Hulse doing anyway?
No, that was Cortez.
Holy shit.
Yeah. There's
I
another.
had no idea what
balcony.
MGTOW was. He's like, every man should go his own way. You fucking idiot.
Like if you kind of delineate what, and I don't even think he got hypergamy right. He had the 2 axes and stuff, but here's the thing: like Homath, you gotta chill, dude. Like you cannot. He sells this course on like how to elevate your consciousness or whatever, but at the same time, you're neurotic, dude. You're not selling. You're not proof of concept for what you're selling. If you're selling a higher consciousness, then you should be chill, dude. You should be happy. You should be at Access Vegas chilling with Rolo and Mark Sertain, talking to hoes. You know,
Homath.
There's no better. Well, go ahead.
Buy the designer pencil crayons, the super ones at the art store, not the ones from Amazon.
No, Homath needs a blowjob. That will solve all of his problems.
Vegas.
he needs to fuck, man. Go out and have fun.
I can't believe
dude.
he's my age. Somebody told me he was in his 40s. I was like, what? I thought he was some 23-year-old angsty guy. I didn't realize he's like a whole, I don't have a family yet, existential angst. Before he started this. He's got some soft hands, too.
Remember I was telling you guys earlier about Atomic Habits? And like one of the things is like, it's funny because I didn't realize this at the time when I read the book, but now I'm like listening to the audiobook again. And really what he's talking about is like my prescription for happiness, right? Happiness is not something you are, it's something that you do, right? It's proximate outcome, not an ultimate outcome, right? And it kind of tracks back to what I was talking, it really stepped on some toes last year, but like when Mystery and even Mike Sartain were talking about how everybody they feel like they have to like settle their inner game. Like I fix my inner game before I can go out and do something, before I can go, do outer game. And then Mystery's like, your outer game will cure your inner game. All this stuff. Why? Because there's nothing, Homath, there's nothing like being on Access Vegas surrounded by big fat titties that are just right there in your face, and the girls, they're like porn stars, and some of them are OnlyFans girls, and some of them are real estate agents because that's where they go after.
You need that as a man. You need to chill, dude. Like,
why did it not work for Clary then?
Why does Roll look so young for his? That's it.
Yeah,
it did work for Clary, but he's just, he's got to keep up the act. Clary was internally smiling. Come on.
I'm just saying, the whole time we went to that Access Vegas studio in the car, and he's like, I called him, I emailed him. He's like, don't bring those goddamn. He was ranting about bringing girls to the cast the entire ride over there. It's like 30 minutes of him saying like, "Fuck these bitches."
Yeah, he loved every minute of that. He likes it because it gives him an opportunity to poke these girls in the eye, and his audience go, yeah, get her.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you, Rolo, and also Mike, for actually starting a men's group. We need to have more leaders showing us the way to navigate the world we live in. Thank you. Well, I will.
Can I add to that one too, Rolo?
The right direction. How's that? Just go that way, sort of.
Do you remember when we were talking about the man in demand stuff, how we were trying to get that going, but COVID kind of got in the way of it?
Yeah.
That's why I don't like the leader thing. Like, it sounds good and it's great for branding, so I'll go with it, but you're really facilitating in these little group workshops. You're not teaching them. You're not the authority figure. You're just, I know more about this subject than you, and then as you work yourself through it, I'll help make sure you don't miss anything. But there's no... Because then what's the point of doing this if you're worshiping women, and then you give that up to worship the online podcast guy? It defeats the purpose of it, you know?
Yeah,
so I really think language matters here. Facilitator.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's Nintendo power for fucking, like Jack says.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. I was just about to say my favorite quote of mine. The red pill is Nintendo power for fucking.
That's
Look at
all
these
it is.
kids. They don't even know what a Chilton manual is, Rolo. What the hell?
It's we had our own treatment. Our Gen X and Boomer parents didn't let us touch cars. Okay, so we had to play video games.
Oh,
We had helicopter parents.
That's all I did was touch cards. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Jack, what do you got going on?
Okay. Let me see. Let me get. There you go. So for me, it's very simple. 2 to 3 streams a week on my YouTube channel. Link to that will be in the live chat right there. And then we have my Substack, jacknapier.substack.com. New essays every week. 3 free audiobooks with the 4th one on the way. I am 75% done narrating my own book on women. And you will find the link to my Substack, jacknapier.substack.com, in the live chat, and also the book to On Women, available now on paperback and Kindle via Amazon.com.
Ryan, what do you got going on, Ryan?
Ah, damn it. Is that a frame now? All right, bringing it in.
Oh, sorry.
Dude.
I'll put you back. Hold on a second. That's the one I want. Go
No worries. I can put it in. Both of them. Look at that. Switched over to fiction. Already got 3 books on the go from this one. Softbone, fucking great. Everybody who's read it loved it. The sequel now, Ghost of Odessa. All this goofy feminine shit we're seeing now, all the stupid tyranny stuff we're seeing right now. I'm like, this is so brutal. It's a great dystopic, like techno cyberpunk thriller. And so I made 2 of them, and they're both entertaining reads. If you've read books before and you're tired of seeing like 1,000 pages of world building and just slob, and you feel like you're slogging through it, it's like a fine spritz. It's like a money shot, but in a good way.
Spritz.
Yeah. Well, no, and the best part about it too is a lot of you guys are red pilled, like properly red pilled. So when you see certain things happening there, characters acting the way they act, you're like, I understand that, I get it, but it's not preaching to you about, just so you know, women are just fucking meh, meh, meh. So you don't have that. I don't know how to call it, but it's like almost like a belittling. Like, yeah, I get it, man. You don't need to preach. I'm in.
Don't beat me over the head with it.
It's like watching a Christopher Nolan film where it doesn't insult your intelligence. You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, well, it's like watching
smart.
Rollo as Captain Save-A-Ho. That was like a cheesy, kind of campy Captain Save-A-Ho series. It was fun as fuck to watch. It's just like that.
I wish they were still doing that. It was a good show. All right.
Nope. Book is still at the editor. Should be out whenever I get it back, I guess. Yeah, she's taking forever, but maybe it's because it's so awesome. But anyways, guys, in the meantime, follow my Substack, Nuclear Calillo, and essays once or twice a week, and follow the YouTube. Thank you.
At John Travolta.
Ryan.
That's Ryan. All right. I'll be on tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Rational Mail is my official Father's Day show. So I will be doing that tomorrow. And let's see what No Access Vegas, because Mike is going to go to the UK. And I warned him not to because Interpol is probably going to arrest him on the tarmac.
Yeah, is he going to come back?
I don't know. I hope so. No, he's only there for a few days. He's doing a charity thing or some kind of event that's out there.
Make sure that he fills out that paperwork early because he doesn't want to get returned back.
When we had when I had Jake Monroe come out last February, and he got detained for a day at the Dublin airport. Yeah. They wanted to know what he was like because he's flagged he's on a no-fly list, but he's flagged, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, crazy. Oh, the red pill's just like feminism for men. I'm like, yeah, they're not detaining feminists at the Dublin airport for suspicion of sedition or whatever the hell it is.
You're banned from the UK.
Yes, yeah. When that happens,
then you got one more super chat, Rollo.
Do I?
They're not on a DHS watch list.
This one? Oh, that one. I appreciate y'all's individual approaches to this space. It has helped me become more proactive instead of defensive and waiting for laws to change. Okay.
Smart.
Good for you. Anyways, so No Access Vegas this week, but I'm helping out Mike, sort of trying to help him get his channel launched. He's doing his show, The Sartain Report, on Wednesdays and Fridays right now, usually around 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And we just talk about the news of we talk about the intersectional news of the day. And so we'll be doing that. We got a bikini contest coming up on July 3rd. That's going to be fun. It's at the former Wet Republic, which is now called the Palms or some shit like that.
I'll bet you look great in one.
Well, yes. I try every year. I try to compete with that. Just the girls just outshine me. But they they need a judge. So it's a rough job. So,
Happy to oblige.
and then what else? Let's not forget Paul Elam and me and Rolex Mossy and Mike Sartain and whoever else he has with him is going to be going off on July 8th. Monday this week, I'll be going on with Gary, the numbers guy, and 9 other people. I don't know if that's going to be live streamed. I'm going to see if I can live stream it. What did you say here? Last one in. Hi Rolo, praise the All Father Emperor. Okay. The Red Pill, just wanted to drop my old man conclusions. People are divided into 2 types of mentally ill and unexamined. Bless you guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay. Guys, thanks for doing this. Who has a con next time? Nuke, are you doing it next?
Probably, yeah, I'll do it next.
No, it's the next week. Okay, so next week, Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel. I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the Twitter chat.
Would you like to know more? I don't chase booty. We say to give a woman vote is like to let a monkey fly a plane. Very dangerous.